What's up, everybody? Hello, 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 and welcome. Jordan will be with us momentarily. He told me right as I started the stream he was going to shut his door, and then he hasn't been back since. So I guess he omen ulted somewhere. That's my guess. But I hear him scrambling back towards the computer. So I think he is coming back, and I even heard the door close. Look at that. Look at that. So he is joining us again. Sorry. I was explaining to them you said you were going to close the door. So I
had to go do a wardrobe change
It's
in
all
honor
good.
of
Varsity. Yeah. All right. Great. What a great segue into what we're going to be talking about tonight.
I got you.
And like we always do at Hunter Talk, let's ruin that segue by saying other things. Thanks to Elgato for providing our lighting and our streaming capture equipment. Thank you to Rip It for providing us with energy since our high school days.
That's right.
All right. So we're going to talk about the apparel drop that was revealed today. And then we're going to watch the LCK Finals so we can kind of, scout Gen.G. Not like we're really going to have anything of value to observe, but, just have fun familiarizing ourselves with it.
I'm going to prepare a scouting report, an official scouting report.
Nice. I like how BC's asking no intro, NA production. Like he over and over again, BC just outs himself for not actually watching the podcast. Over and over again. This guy can't help himself, but that's okay because we love him dearly anyway. All right, Jordan, I would recommend as we talk about this that you pull up the lookbook on Hunter Thieves website. That way you don't have to cheat on the streams, but I would go to shop.hunterthieves.com.
Oh, even better.
All right. So let's take a look-see here. I wanted to just talk about this really quick because I think this drop represents a bit of a shift from what we've been seeing, for a while from Hunter Thieves. So in general, why don't I ask you first? What are your thoughts on this? Do you like the look? Like, where do you land with how the drop hits you?
Yeah, I like the look. My first bar will be, are there items that I'm interested in? Yes. And that's not always the case. So that's a good bar for me.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like, it feels kind of like new space because I guess we've done this shirt, but this has been years now.
Yeah.
And it's like this theme has not really been one that we've explored in depth. And I haven't given a super close look, but I know that there are some things that I think are good looking pieces that I want to get for sure.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. So first of all, on the lookbook there, they don't have a couple of the product shots. So I pulled this one from, I think, the email, because it had the green, white, and gray track jacket and then the matching shorts. And these shorts are my favorite item, I think.
I was going to say, yeah, I really like the tricolor short.
Yeah. And it's funny because I don't know anybody who is an OG from the original Hunter Thieves Discord and remembers the inverse tricolored hoodie. This has strong inverse tricolor hoodie vibes, even though it's not all the way there.
Is it a sweat short or is it like a?
I assume it's nylon since it's matching this track jacket, and it looks nylon from the flats and from the bunching on the waistband. I can't say for sure, obviously, but I think it's nylon.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and then there's this other shot. We've seen this already. Sorry, this is straight up screen cap from my email, but there's this green 100 Thieves hoodie, and there's a white version of it with green writing as well. So, a couple things to point out, just aesthetic wise. It's actually so they call this alumni. It's an interesting blend of a straight up middle of the road varsity look, like Jordan, the shirt you're wearing with the block lettering. Yep. This piece right here, this red crew neck. It actually, you can't see here, but the Thieves is a chenille applique, right? So if you guys don't know what chenille is, it's like if you've ever seen a Letterman jacket from high school, like where they've got the patches that have like the fuzzy texture, that's what chenille is. And so the thieves here is actually chenille. The 100,
Yeah.
I think the 100 is just screen printed behind it. But yeah, so you've got a little bit of that going on, which is interesting. I wonder if the hat also, I would need to see up close, but the hat may also have an applique on it. Maybe if there's a thieves representative in here, they could weigh in on that.
Yep.
But so there's like more standard varsity elements that you'd expect from like a straight up, you know, here's the school clothing line or whatever. But there's also this kind of look here, the diagonal. It looks very 90s tennis to me, like not 90s tennis as in like what, you know, it's like the style of like Nike 90s tennis would look like.
Right.
Just this like at an angle block letter with like a couple layers underneath it. This actually looks scarily close to one of the early branding ideas for our show, which was really funny. Which was never released to public, so I'm not accusing them of anything because yes, they wouldn't do that, and they're much better at it than me. It's pure coincidence.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way that it looks on the light shirt right here. Then we've got like the tricolor stuff right now. I'm pretty sure if you go back and watch like the old videos, from like the early 100 Thieves days before the tricolor windbreaker was released, the first one, I'm pretty sure this was one of the ideas that was like cast aside. So I think they resurrected an old design for this. I could be wrong on that. Oh, and there's bonus picture here. You see these shorts here. The tricolor shorts also in this flavor rather than the white, green, and gray. So it's interesting overall because and like the thing that sets it apart to me is that blend, right? So like standard varsity, you got the 90s like sports look, and then you've got like what they do with these like chest logos here that are a little bit higher than you'd expect, and they're a little bit like off to the side, and it's a little bit of a like contrast in style from the other stuff that makes it feel super modern to me.
Yeah.
Now,
does it go into the sleeve? The S?
I don't. The thieves.
Yeah.
Is it like right here? It looks certainly looks like it in that photo.
But if you go up to the white one on the bleachers, it does not look that way.
Like at the top. Well, I can't see.
Like, I almost wonder if it's just a weird way the fabric is bunched on that one.
Yeah, maybe. Like right up here. I don't know, but it's. I guess you don't really see it until you see it, you know. But it's a unisex size, right? So. Yeah. It's hard to tell how it lays on a man's body versus a woman's body, but it's definitely interesting. It's a blend of several things. I think it feels modern enough despite like older callbacks. The applique I think is super interesting. I don't think they've done anything like that before.
Not that I've seen.
I think
I really like that.
Excuse me, I'm battling a little bit of a cough. I think by the way that this styling here. Let's see, there's a full shot of this girl, I think, in this outfit somewhere. I swear I saw it. I know it exists, but anyway, she like it shows her socks and shoes and stuff too. But I think this is about the peak version of the aesthetic that you're gonna land on. Like I don't think people are really gonna find a way to make it look better than this as far as the presentation is concerned. So this is a really good example. The shoot itself, they obviously went to a school. Right? They did it on location. It looks old. It looks a bit like, you know, the photography looks overexposed. It's supposed to evoke that sense in you, right? That it's an older thing. If you watch the video has like a strange musical tone to it, and it feels like a high school film production, right? Yeah. So they went all in on the aesthetic, and that I think is the most interesting thing for me. Because if I'm being truthful, like even though I like most of these pieces to some degree, I think I'm only planning on buying that one pair of shorts because I'm so sorry. I'll try and mute myself because I have a lot of stuff already and it's just gonna pile up. I will almost certainly get this shirt too, this white shirt. But it's a very interesting thing because to me, this represents kind of a revisiting of the direction that they started with the numbers collection. If you rewind your minds all the way back to that time, which was like February 2022 or 2020, something like that. when Doug was still at the helm, and I think the numbers collection was Doug's first full-blown project for them. I could be wrong on that, so don't take me as gospel there. But the reveal video was very interesting. It was like very guerrilla street filmed thing. It was dark and moody. It was black and white, I think. At least most of it was in black and white. Maybe the actual like lookbook video wasn't, but so much of it was presented in black and white. And it felt very much like an actual like streetwear brand or like a designer brand or something. And they haven't really done that in a while, even though they've done cool photo shoots and stuff. Like the Enter Infinity photo shoot, that was effortful and cool. But it hasn't really had a feel of like, hey, this is a line of apparel for a brand that's doing an aesthetic in a while. It's felt more like, here's some cool designs that we like that are all related. This to me is back to like a step in that direction of we are presenting like a feeling and a look. And here are some pieces to help you achieve that. Right. So I don't know what your thoughts are in response to that, but like, doesn't it feel like it has a little extra something to it that maybe hasn't been there for a little while?
For sure. Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting if you think about some of the other drops, like they've been themed, right? They've all been themed. They've done a pretty consistent job of like having the content team be involved. And this isn't that. And that's not meant as like a quality assessment, but it's just a different vibe, right? When you have like models and a photo shoot and a themed place. I agree with you. It feels more like there's an aesthetic here that I think that hasn't been present all the time with the recent drops.
Honestly, that's another way it harkens back to the old way of doing things, in my opinion, because the main product photography back in the day used to be all models like this. You didn't know them. And then they started using almost exclusively the talent for a while. But back when they used to do models in the product photography, they also had social shots that were of creators and stuff, and they blended that in. The creators, the social side, they have leaked many of these pieces in various ways up to this point. So we've gotten looks at this. But the lookbook itself is 100% modeled. So that's another way it's kind of different than what it's been recently. So in that sense, I actually like, even though I'm not planning on buying much of this, I actually very much like the direction things are headed, if that's going to be their philosophy going forward, because as I've said on this podcast many, many times, I thought that what happened with the numbers collection was like a huge tragedy for 100 Thieves, and it was just unlucky because I really thought Doug did an excellent job on it. And I know that many people thought it was too simple in the design because they wanted like geoprint everything and wild color everything. So to have such a contrast, I think threw people off. Like they didn't get work towards that point. It just kind of happened and it was thrust on them. But in my opinion, when you have a niche brand like this and a style and something you're trying to achieve, I don't think it's proper to like just listen to the feedback from everybody and try to please everybody, which is kind of what's happened since the numbers collection, in my opinion. Yeah. Because, we know they eventually got rid of Doug and things got pretty, it got into a place where we were doing a lot of kind of wild designs just dropped onto t-shirt blanks. Right. And that has a place, and it's what a lot of people said they wanted. So I think some of those drops were more successful than numbers, but I think there was a real argument to be made that kind of the soul of 100 Thieves was like seeping out of it gradually. And it just didn't have that same like energy to it that it used to. Right. This to me is a step back in that direction. Now, I don't think it's like a home run. But I think it's solid, and I think it's like you don't want to suddenly change your tactics. Like that's what they did with numbers, right? And it backfired. Right. In my opinion, as I've said before, I think they should have stuck it out in what they were doing with the numbers collection, kept doing a few drops like that, and give people time to adapt and to catch up. In retrospect, we've seen a lot of people switch their opinions on the numbers collection, right? A lot of people now miss it and wish they would have bought more of it and all that stuff. There are still some people who are like, hey, it wasn't for me, and that's cool. But like, that was a well executed collection. It appears that it didn't do well for 100 Thieves, and that's a tragedy. It's just an unlucky tragedy. But I don't think like a brand like Supreme, not to compare us to Supreme, but I don't think like a brand like Supreme is like constantly doing like customer feedback to like determine what to do. I think they do what makes them happy and what they like, you know, and they just get a little wild and crazy with it and see if people come along for the ride. And they do, because it's fun. And I think that's more what it's about. That's why I tweeted today that, you know, because Nate Shot responded to somebody's comment that this collection was mid, and he was like, yeah, you guys said this about everything we've ever done, you know, basically since the Geoprint hoodie, everything is mid to somebody, and they kept switching. And to me, it's like you've got a niche taste based thing that they then tried to take a bunch of feedback into account for and market in a mainstream way and try and capture a large audience. And it's like, I get that from like an investment perspective and a business perspective, but I just don't think it works so well. Yeah. Foundations is a great cover your bases kind of thing. I love Foundations. I obviously wear it a lot. I'm wearing it right now. I'm wearing 2 pieces from Foundations right now. So I hope that's a good cash cow for them. But on the drop side, I want them to explore the soul and to have more fun. Like I don't think you should be doing market research. Like, to me, it's like you're chasing the taste versus making the taste. People came to 100 Thieves because it was different, because it was cool, and because it had like a style. And as soon as you start changing that to be like, okay, well, what do people want? Right. You lose the cool factor. Now, if you want to be a brand that just appeals to the mainstream, that's different. You approach that differently, but you lose out on the soul. And I think like that's something that all 100 Thieves fans, in more respects than just apparel, probably sense over the years, is like the ebb and flow of the soul of 100 Thieves. There are some things that just don't feel like it used to, right? Like the heist. The heist doesn't feel like it used to because the soul is not in there as much as it was, you know? And that's not to say people aren't working hard on that product and doing a good job, because they are. But there's that different touch to it that it didn't have in as high quantities as the first season, you know? Part of that's circumstantial, but that's just one example. So apparel is really interesting. It's a very like microcosm look at 100 Thieves' journey as a brand, I think. And if this is what's going to happen more, I'm really excited for it. I think this is a very positive step in that. Again, even though I'm not planning on getting a bunch of this, I hope they will still use this kind of approach going forward.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good to reset expectations too. Like, a successful drop doesn't mean that you buy every piece, right? Like over time, especially, like we're in year, I don't know, 4 now. Like there's gonna become so much stuff out there that you don't need to buy every drop. When it's like, oh my gosh, there's been 3 drops, I'm gonna try to get everything in this one. It's just we're at a different point now. But I agree. I think that if you can do this, there's a higher chance that there will be pieces you want in every drop, which feels like a good bar, rather than like we have to have everybody wanting everything all the time, because you can't really do that. And eventually people are just like, I'll pass on this drop, not mine.
And plus, don't you want it to feel cool also? You know what I mean? Don't you want to be excited about the pieces? Right. Like, hey, we're not like following a formula here. Like, I think when the Grand Prix drop happened, people really felt like it was a formula. It was like, all right, you're going to have a bomber. You're going to have some cool screen print design on the t-shirt and on like the sweatpants, and you're going to have a crew neck of some kind, like felt very formulaic for several drops in a row. And I think that was the peak for Grand Prix. And then now it's just like, all right, let's be a little more unpredictable. Now, that being said, I think what a lot of brands do. And what part of this is, if you notice, 100 Thieves doesn't talk about themselves as a streetwear brand or a streetwear crossover anymore, right?
Right.
They just say they're like a gaming lifestyle brand. And so I don't think they're necessarily chasing the streetwear thing, but that's an interesting thing to do when you're still charging $90 for like a crew neck.
Right.
You know, I think you have to own that to a certain degree and get back to the roots and what the idea was. And people were on board for that, so why abandon it anyway? We'll see if that changes. I doubt it will for the short term. But definitely the way that they are looking at it may be changing, and that's kind of fun. I think what things I would like to see from 100 Thieves in the future, some more experimentation with materials, right? Like, let's not just do the same materials over and over again. The chenille appliques are a good, interesting step. Maybe there are more different kinds of fabric you can do. There are things you can do, like I don't know. Again, how many windbreakers do you want to own? You know, maybe we need to expand to some different outerwear pieces. I personally think one of the holy grails for 100 Thieves will be like denim and chinos and stuff. They stay away from pants that aren't sweatpants, right?
Right.
And I think that's because pants are extremely difficult. Pants are a thing. Like making pants that fit and that satisfy a wide group of people is like virtually impossible, right? But you know, you could collaborate with other brands to make that happen. I would definitely be down to see some of that. If you're not willing to go and do it yourself, but it's like, you know, get me some pants that aren't sweatpants. I would be really excited for that. I would even be willing to be on that fit journey with them as they go to it. Because let me make no mistake, it's not, if they ever do it, it's not going to be clean and first try we got it kind of stuff.
Right.
So we have to be ready for that. So those are kind of the things I'm looking forward to. I hope they maintain more of this, like, let's present a total aesthetic package, and let's maybe get some pants in there that aren't sweatpants, and maybe a swimwear thing, like maybe some swim trunks or something would be kind of cool. And maybe we just get more of that old 100 Thieves feeling out of these drops if they're able to do that.
Yeah. I think the conversation that's most interesting to me is just the broader business model. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it's always a trade-off, right? Like, do you try to push to have, you know, to sell out every drop faster and faster and faster than the last drop? Or do you take some risks and go for something that's like kind of out there that maybe people aren't as quick to snatch up?
Yeah.
And I think the potential downside, it's kind of like the empty calorie thing we talked about. Like, eventually you can do drops that sell out fast. And then I think eventually you do hit one and it's like, for some reason people just didn't really want this and it sat.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that with maybe one or two of the drops where it's like, this clearly wasn't moving as quickly, and it was kind of to the formula. So I think there's a lifespan to that. It's kind of the same thing with the game they're making, right? Like, that's a decision that you can make. And if you just make what people think they want, it will be popular for a week, maybe.
Yeah.
You know? Like, how many games come and go in part because they're not really doing anything that's catching people's attention. You know, the way you do that isn't typically by listening to what people tell you they want in a game. It's by finding something new that people didn't even know they want, and then they play it and they're like, wow, this is actually scratching an itch I didn't know I had. I think that's true for like league content, right? Like, there's a lot of examples where you can look at and say, short term, there's a clear decision to make here, which is, you know, more t-shirts with crazy designs versus the long-term game. And I think you have to try to figure out what the right mix of those is for each of these pillars of the business. It'll be interesting to see if this is a return to the past a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's an important point. They need to have like a more genius-oriented product design approach.
Yeah,
you know, and not care about the market research. But man, that's a tough sell to investors, isn't it?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, good luck convincing people that not selling clothes is a good strategy for selling clothes.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the precariousness of their situation is not lost on me, but I just I became a fan back in the days when the magic was oozing out of everything they touched, and so
Yeah.
I just hope that they find a way to get back to that point, and hopefully this is a step in that direction. That's all my take is.
Yeah. And it's not like an Optic situation where it's like, oh, they've given Optic to someone else and hopefully they can find a way to return Optic to the glory that it once was.
Yeah.
Yeah. The right people are there to make it happen. So
yeah,
it's kind of a question of like, how do they navigate this particular point in time?
Yeah, as Crip's pointing out too, we shouldn't overlook the country club drop, where it's like you had like a golf oriented drop with a bunch of items that are not typical for them, but it was fun, and I think people liked it. Right, it seemed to sell out pretty fast for most of the stuff, and I think it was a success, and maybe that gave them some encouragement in the right direction. So
yeah,
we shall see what 100 Thieves does. But I like what I saw today. So that's good.
And if they're like, I think these sweatpants are part of the line, right? If you don't own a pair of 100 Thieves sweatpants, highly recommend. They're outstanding. I'm sure these will be the same.
The Foundation's shorts and sweatpants are honestly outstanding.
Every day. They're like everyday wear for me. When I get home, that's what I wear.
They're heavy, but still, it's really outstanding stuff. So
yeah. So, it's not to say like, hey, make sure you don't overlook stuff that would be cool to add if you don't have it yet. But I'm guessing these sweatpants won't be meat. Like, they looks like they've got a elastic cuff on the bottom, but that's not.
I actually don't think those sweatpants are part of the drop.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I was gonna pull them back up on stream, but yeah, I don't think they are. But maybe I'm wrong. I guess it's unusual to have two models wearing like basically the same sweatpants if it's not. So maybe you're right. We'll have to see.
We'll see.
All right. Well, that's our reaction to the alumni drop. It's kind of exciting. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I will plan to cop as best I can.
Make plans to spend, everybody. All right, cool. Well, let's move on to the meatier portion of tonight. And that is, my friend, VOD Squad.
Yes.
So let's fire up this VHS. Tonight, we're going to be just hanging out and watching this T1 versus Gen.G Finals. Not from spring, though it says here in spring. So let me get the summer VOD up here, because that's embarrassing. Okay,
we don't want to watch that.
Not from spring, but from summer.
Oh, spring was when T1 was the only team that was actually a team.
Basically.
In the LCK, right? Yeah.
So that's kind of funny. Let me here, okay, take over for a second while I fix it.
Sure.
Oh, look, we've got the old NFT Jordan there.
Hey, there I am.
Oh, and now your camera's oh, NA
Too
production.
many scenes.
NA production. Yeah, I wasn't planning on using this one. There we go.
Is that a Mac? Is it the the iMac? The rainbow colored iMac?
Oh, love that.
The good old days.
Okay, let's get through to the next video here. Ooh, that's loud too. Let me turn it down.
Oh, look at these great poses they got going. I heard a really cool fact. I can't remember where it's probably. I'm sure it was JLXP, because where else would it be?
Yeah.
If we're talking about it. It was. We'll have to see also how much of this I get to watch, because I have a hard stop at some point tonight. I'm not sure what the series is so far as game wise. I didn't watch.
Yeah, I don't know either. So we're about to find out. But they have like opening ceremony on this VOD.
Yeah.
So.
We can. It won't be 6 hours.
It doesn't even start until almost 3 hours in. So.
Okay. I wish routinely. So. Premier League games, you can look up like the extended highlights and watch like a nice 11-minute version. Every time the thumbnail spoils it. Like, who on their team doesn't understand who's watching these highlight videos?
Yeah, I hate that.
It's maddening. It's so annoying.
That's why the like Valorant VODs are really good, because they extend it so that you don't give away how long the VOD is.
They get it.
Yeah. Jordan, should I do a Rip It ASMR moment?
Yeah.
Nice.
The Kazaa highlights are good. I'm talking about like English Premier League. Sorry, go ahead.
He said Kazaa. That's Jordan showing his age.
What is it?
Kaza. Yeah. But Kazaa, OGs know. Ooh. I'm not gonna try and push the slurp too much because I have a little bit of a cough developing. So.
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't had power in a while. I'm enjoying this flavor immediately. But my can is a little bit, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
My can is a little malformed. Do you see this? The angle? It's not like bubbled out. It's really just like, so I put it down and it was like, oh, this is at an angle. Interesting. Yeah, I like Kaza better than Anivia. Yes.
I'm going to keep calling it Kazaa. Well, I guess it's spelled differently, isn't it?
Kazaa highlights. That's where you get your viruses from. Okay, so let's I mean, I think this is obvious for most people, but let's talk about why we're doing this. So
yeah,
Gen.G has been drawn into our group for Worlds. So we want to get an idea of how they're looking. I mean, we're kind of familiar with this team, like these players and everything, so I don't think there are too many surprises, but I think the idea is just to like have fun and watch what they're looking like, you know?
Yeah.
You'll notice one Chovy in the mid lane.
I've heard of him.
Crip said, spoiler, just throwing out the Gen.G one right off the bat. I mean, technically I didn't. You're the one who said that. All I said was they were drawn into our groups. Now, can you deduce that?
Thanks
yes.
for spoiling, Crip.
But come on, Cryptic.
Jeez Louise, I'm getting
KW Cryptic.
I'm about to get a timestamp from you.
It's not working for you? Sync 2?
I'm just going to timestamp. 21, 22, 23.
Yeah,
24.
we're good. We're synced.
Mine just froze for a little bit. I wanted to make sure it wasn't behind you.
Oh, okay. Jordan, what do you see about this team comp situation? Anything familiar?
Boy, howdy, do I.
It's the same drafts.
I see that T1 didn't ban Sejuani.
I was just going to say, who's that champion in jungle for Gen.G? I don't know what that
They're
champion.
They're going to regret it. Don't worry. They'll be feeling sad.
Okay, having this like
is the fun part where I get to say the names of these players out loud and everybody's like,
oh, you don't know
how you pronounce that.
This Leaning Tower of Pisa Rip It can is really throwing me off. Like, it looks crazy. Oh my gosh, the Titans are down 41-7.
Good. We should switch it over.
Hold on, I need to tell my wife this. Emily. Oh, I just said my wife's name. You know how I did just say her name on stream, sorry. No one cares. No, I don't. I say my wife. Anyhow, you know how we just became Titans fans? Finally, we gave up the Jets. And now the Jets are looking pretty good. The Titans are losing 41-7 to the Bills right now, beginning of the fourth.
The Jets are looking good.
Did I make a mistake? She says no. He says Titans getting smoked. What's new? Come on, man. The Titans have been really good over the last like 5 years. Come on. Let's not be disrespectful. But yeah, are we going to still be banning Sejuani by the time we play Worlds?
Yeah, I'm sure. Which makes me so sad, honestly. This guy, by the way, Doran.
Oh, there's one. It's Duran, isn't it?
Duran?
I think it's Duran.
No. I don't think it is. I think I've heard him say Doran.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's the other top laner?
Oh, I've got it. Oh, Zeus. Yeah, I know about that one.
Zeus. They say it's Doran. Oh, it's Duran.
Doran. Yeah, Doran. Yeah, not Duran.
Yeah, that's what Crip's saying. I mean, this is funny because like, this is like the team I watched the most. Oh, it's like Doran's ring? Is that where that comes from?
Yeah. And that's why I think his name is brilliant, because can you imagine if your name was just like, what would be another one? Shirelia.
Oh, Crip spoiled the jungler for T1 too. I was going to see what Jordan says.
Oner.
Owner.
Yeah, Owner. I think I knew that one. Facker.
I don't think we can say that on the stream. I think that's a...
Yeah. It's like the Fackers from Meet the Parents. He's a huge fan of that movie.
That's why it's named that.
Yeah.
We did posting potential list for NA Valorant franchising. Uh-oh. That situation's a little bit crazy. By the way, thanks Flesh Bear for the Prime. Sorry I didn't call that out earlier. Century 03 for the Prime. And Atlas for the Prime. Curly for the sub. 16 months for Curly. He said, here's some money for penance for finals.
We appreciate that.
We do appreciate it. Burton, thank you for the Prime. I think I said that one. But...
Thanks, Al.
Love all of you guys. All right, typical LCK game. Nothing has happened.
5 minutes, and just watch this game at 3x speed.
Yeah, it is. I mean, honestly, I still like LCK a lot. Like, I still like watching these games.
Yeah, listen. I'm not one of those people who hates games that don't have like 16 kills by 5 minutes. It's fine. There can be different versions of League of Legends.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all kills all the time.
I'm talking about Weeded's list. To be fair, all he did was post team names. He didn't say, I think these are the 5 or whatever. He just posted
Wait, there's
5
5
names.
names?
5, maybe 6 is what's been reported.
What franchising model has 6 teams?
I mean, they'll still be playing against other teams.
So what's the benefit of being franchised?
Extra benefits. You get easier access to stuff.
Is it like automatic invites to tournaments?
Yeah, I think that is the thing. But there's like, yeah, there's additional teams that will be playing in the
So it'd almost
tournament,
be
just
like
not franchised.
CDL, where you have like an open bracket, and then
I don't think it's technically open. I think it's just a different tier.
For Valorant or for CDL?
For Valorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're saying no to this. First year, there's only 3 leagues. I thought they were playing like with added teams in there. Like the guard wouldn't be franchised, but the guard would still be playing against NA teams in tournaments, right? Wow, nope. Wow. Okay. Turns out we have not followed this situation with any sort of care, Jordan.
Second tier can qualify to first tier at the end of the year. So the first year is going to be 6 teams playing one another over and over again. That sounds boring.
That's duty.
To be honest. What franchising model?
Both of these teams have some form of, between the boomerang and the
Gosh, we just need to ignore chat. Chat, you guys are just confusing.
Oh, 10 teams in NA. Okay, we 10 teams in NA.
That's what I said, and they're like, nope.
6 is
just. Oh, okay. So NA includes includes South America.
North America now includes Brazil. Got it.
Can also be super massive in a team fight like this. Gen.G don't have the same sort of level 6 spike.
It's America's league.
Even with the Azir ult, which is one of the best in the game.
All the Americas.
They're going to have to have a numbers advantage or a setup advantage, or T1 should have the edge here going to that first fight.
Yeah, the 30-team tourney that's gonna be in Brazil, right? And a regular split with 10 teams that goes into Masters. Okay, so the 10 teams. That is really goofy. What's the point of having teams everywhere like that?
I have no idea. I do not understand this. And chat, it's not because you're doing a particularly bad job explaining it. I just don't think it makes sense.
Yeah. Though maybe at the start you guys were not doing a good job explaining it.
What's the franchise fee, I wonder?
I don't think they'll make that public, probably.
And why would you want to pay it?
I don't know. Valorant seems to be pretty in demand.
There is no fee.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I think I read that.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. So they're paying...
Riot pays them. It's not a...
Partnership. Got it. Partnered teams. No, that's what... I mean, that should be. Riot has a ton of money. They should be growing their scene. But it doesn't it doesn't do a good job of establishing, like, we're going to treat all teams with the same level of respect. That's for sure.
No, we love all our kids equally.
especially those
Especially
that
the
we
ones-
pay $1 million a year.
Especially the ones we pay $1 million a year to.
If he had a little bit more control,
Well,
maybe T1
we'll
could
see.
have actually
Anyway,
prevented the handshake
I'm
and
sure
tried to
we're in
force,
it,
you know, two
so I'm not
takes.
tripping.
But as a result, I think Gen.G get everything
Yeah,
Waiting
back.
for the
you-
International Waters team to show up.
If they caught on Pearl there, they're giving him the goal.
International Waters
Herald
region.
and they won't get the Dragons, so just trading like this, I think is absolutely the best call for them
The
right now.
Space
Their
Station
Conquest
League.
one that actually scale very well isn't as reliant on picks. And yes,
The
T1 does scale
ISS.
very well with the Sivir, but I think they have a double threat here. And the mid-game
They
fights
put- it's
are,
like
you know,
playing
taking
chess
the
by
big dogs are
mail.
gonna be so much more
I like the
empowered
idea
by
Kale's
that.
got. They play one game in every league. It's like they just wherever they're at.
And do we
You know, the
Wherever
satellite
the
link.
submarine is.
Time where we take bets,
On
you
the
have
submarine.
Hextech, Cloud, or Mountain as your options.
Content sub.
Or Infernal as your options. Not Mountain, that one has already been taken.
This is
We're
a pretty
here.
methodical game.
We're here at the Jersey Mike's content sub.
Absolutely fantastic. Moving into the first
Approximately
round,
40 miles off the coast of Japan.
going to vacate the area. T1 not looking for any fights right
Oh
now.
my gosh, the content
So
sub.
we're about to do things Mike's way.
You think you gotta keep them ready. Yeah, for the high stake moments. Best sort
Yeah,
of get,
there's
Atlas specifically.
a bit in the contract where if you're the IGL, you have to change your name to Mike.
Well, we've got Mike's the coach.
Mike's.
Mike's away. It works for us. Jersey Mike's. There we go. You know, the crazy thing, the additional teams get partnered later only have 2 years to be partnered and then drop back down to tier 2. There you go. So another reason to get partnered. Sen, see ya. Thanks for being here.
I won't bring it up.
Jersey Mike's HD.
Very slow pace is also explainable by. I can see both teams feeling like they have a scaling
So wait, you
advantage.
can get partnered. How do you get partnered if you're not one of the initial partner teams?
My opinion will go
You
towards T1. Figured Gen.G
earn
Give a
their
really good
favor, I guess.
presentation. Make
But
the
only
best
for 2
PowerPoint.
years. Oh, are we
Uh-oh.
going to get a play here? All right, Rift Herald going out. Rift Herald from T1. So,
No, you're kidding. You're kidding. They don't call it Ascension. Please tell me.
oh my gosh.
No.
It's a little cultish.
This is Ascension.
Ascension.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh. Tower dive here is. Dang.
Yo, Zeus is doing
Dang,
little,
Zeus
someday
just
action.
snapped out on him. Ooh.
You know why he survived that? Because they didn't ban Sejuani.
True. Wait.
Did Peanuts actually hit there?
There's like, yeah, Sejuani's actually a garbage champ. Watch. Let me show you. Let me show you Sejuani failing a 2-man tower dive.
Right. Yeah, I know they added Ascendant.
I'm happy for you, or sorry, I'm not reading all that.
But not giving up a kill there, that would have, without a shadow of a doubt, led to a lot more down. And with this CC chain that you get here,
Okay, so this feels a lot promotion relegation, and I like that. I always think that's a cool idea.
Look, I'll say this. Riot seems to genuinely have their A team on Valorant. I think that they have done things extremely well so far. So I'm going to have trust.
Right. It's partial relegation, which is in most of the soccer leagues, like they're not called partnered, but they'll never be relegated. Because the threat is always there. It could happen legally and technically, but Manchester United will never be relegated. That's
Faker
big.
Charm will find them one.
Got him.
Chovy dead.
That was you called that play in a way that reminds me a lot of this meme that I really like, which is the baseball player who another charm who always hits home runs or like big
At the
plays.
horrible times, yeah.
Faker
It's like,
Charm
I'm
will
so
find
sorry.
one.
Like, what was that guy's apology for like his
I don't
inappropriate
know if I'll
racist
be here
comments?
tomorrow.
I don't know if I have a job here. I'm sorry I failed you all. As Castellanos cranks one into midfield and goes over the wall. I knew about that play, but I didn't know that had become like a series of things happening until.
I think the other one might have been an edit, but it was like they were talking about
No,
the
no.
Queen's funeral. Or
Yeah,
something.
it didn't have that, but they did. It has been like I think 3 things where he did it, so it was
That's
kind
so
of
good.
awesome.
That's one of the best memes. Yeah.
Yeah, someone I forget. I think it was Toilet in our Discord who was explaining that to me.
Nice.
I knew about the original one, but yeah, that is really funny.
Uh-oh. Norton's in trouble. Bandages over the wall.
Ooh,
What?
got him.
Did you see the range on that bandage? Did he get the upgrade?
They're cheating, man.
That was honestly, that was, look at that.
All right, can he survive this? Oh my goodness. Did you see the healing from the Gore Drinker?
Oh, Gore Drinker.
They still get him eventually, but holy crap. All right, so he's someday on steroids, maybe?
Yeah, that was really good.
I know he died, and they didn't lose anybody, but that was against 3 people, and pretty insane.
He survived for quite some time. Traded 2 kills for 2 Drakes here.
So if I'm remembering right, I think Doran and Chovy were both on the Griffin team, right? I think I think during that time Doran was seen as like the weak link of Griffin.
Times and turned.
Maybe chat can correct me on that as they usually do, but I think that's the case. You see Chovy owning Faker in the CS rankings here.
What's that?
Chovy, he just has 20 CS lead.
Oh, quality. A quality lead.
It's on his
because
ear.
Faker's been spending most of his time killing Doran.
I'm not gonna lie, it does kind of suck to have Chovy as the mid laner that we're going up against.
It does.
I mean, I know every mid laner at Worlds from major regions other than ours is usually pretty outstanding.
Yeah.
But
Look at that bandage.
just look how much.
Yeah, it was because he got all 3 on that Gore Drinker. He got carry before he could actually get out of range.
Got the stopwatch out of Carrier too.
Yeah, it was almost a disaster there, but Carrier had his stopwatch, so is able to avoid death. Of course, at this stage of the game, the Amumu not exactly the tankiest.
That's cool. See, I don't mind that system where they send you back. It's kind of like, honestly, this is Riot doing what they'd like to do in the LCS. They'd like to say to teams like, go away and think about what you've done. You know,
Dignitas, get out of here.
You're done. We're cutting you off. Immortals, get out. And then if you can earn your way back, we'll welcome you back.
Wait, what was it? Didn't we append another name onto Immortals?
Yeah,
it was like it was the player name or something, wasn't it?
was it Mr. Beast? No.
Oh yeah, it is. I think it was Mr. Beast Immortals Progressive. Mr. Beasts.
Yeah,
Immortals Progressive. Yeah, that was the new meta. That's right.
Yeah.
And we're watching Jeff Bezos's T1. I mean, T1's like already the name of the company, right? So it's like, imagine just having AT&T as the team. It's actually like, it makes sense, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, is that so outrageous?
Well, no,
I mean,
it's SKT.
I thought T1 was the telecom company. Oh, it's Comcast T1. Okay.
What?
That's what they're saying.
What
That's what they're telling me in chat.
Wasn't it SKT, SKT1? Before
SK
they dropped
Telecom
SKT?
1.
Yeah, it was SK Telecom, and then
yeah. But I thought they rebranded. I thought T1 was like now the company name.
Wait. I like that. Okay.
I like our chat
So
arguing with each other.
What's that?
I like our chat arguing with each other. We should cause these arguments intentionally.
It's genuinely hard tonight to figure out. Usually you say anything, and chat's like,
nope, here we go.
Here it is. This is the answer. Tonight it's like 6 different answers. You pick the right one. I don't know. Immortal, Fire Alarms, and Safety is actually good. We get
what? Immortal, Fire Alarms, and Safety. Was it BRK or whatever?
They have to shorten it. The equivalent would be like
First Alert. First Alert Immortals. Oh my gosh. What's the team that would be most likely to be co-owned by a municipal authority in LCS? I mean, TSM has the logo for it. They have like the Plumbers Union logo or whatever.
That's true. Yeah. Remember the first time I saw that on like a sync? I sent you a picture and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Here's what I'm worried about watching this game. Oh, let's see how they handle this Drake, because we've, as you know, not been super solid on these.
No.
I think, but here I'm watching this. Is it just that there's so much? It's got to be that there's so much tankier. You cannot sneak a Drake any longer.
No. So they let him leash like half of it.
Yeah.
Here's a Sivir
now
ult
they're in.
in. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow,
Oh
that's a
my goodness.
huge ult.
Oh, look at this stopwatch. Look at the world ender. He got Doran got
Hit it.
away.
Oh, Zeri's
Whoa,
looking real big.
boy.
Yo,
Oh, Peanut got the
that's
wild
double.
growth. Faker is behind there and getting wiped. And, all right. Pretty
Wow.
good team
So
fighters
that-
on that team, huh?
T1 did what we usually do, which is
Have a lead and get
almost get an
whooped.
objective, and then get completely wiped by Zeri. Yeah. Cool. Is chat? Are we getting an adjustment to Zeri before Worlds, please?
Yeah, I thought she was on the nerf list for sure.
Oh, thank goodness.
Ooh,
Honestly, how do you
ooh.
you have to?
Spell
Oh, he
shield.
went for it.
Spell shield. I do hate that Sivir just can neutralize any ability.
Yeah, you gotta hit that one. That's the skill shot you can't miss, or else you're just dead every time.
Yeah.
But it's one infernal Drake. Who cares? Getting Zeri fed at this point in the game is so pivotal. And what's he want
Faker
for us
went
to
for
do
that.
here?
He went in very hard.
Well, I think they thought they had enough damage. Maybe Sejuani.
They need
Yeah.
to all. I feel like they blew all their cooldowns and then couldn't pin the Zeri down.
Yeah.
They
Sync 2
blew them
kind
all
of
trying
messed
to
up
kill
there.
kill Doran.
A ruler flash forward to finish that off. Jeez.
She was nerfed. And Sivir. Oh, thank goodness. Honestly, I think that's important if we hope to have any chance.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's even like enchanters. Maybe enchanters need to get nerfed for us to have a chance.
Yeah, that's true too. Here's the thing that concerns me. Everybody agrees that Zeri is just like hyper busted, and we don't look dominant on it.
Yep. With
That's-
somebody who it seems like would be a perfect match for it.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That
Well,
was
maybe
big.
ruler is like FBI. There's one a game, right? One time a game.
Yeah. You give him- He went for it.
Yeah, Doran does look like, if someday, like a someday game where someday's actually like getting his way,
Yeah.
Oh, carry
Oh, he's.
This is
Oh!
a very 100 Thieves play. Oh, I don't know how that landed, but I was going to say very 100 Thieves play to like chase this much to kill the support off and then
then
get
to
turned
not
on
do
and
it.
die.
Yeah. Yeah. I was really sad at the number. I swear it was sub 10 HP escapes
Yeah.
from Jojo Pune on the Kali. I don't remember who the other one was. Was it Jensen?
There were some
on the
C9
LeBlanc?
ones. Yeah.
Those are so sad. Yeah, nerfing her W poke is not going to keep the people who are going to dominate on her from dominating.
Is that the only
Like, you're not even
nerf?
using that W poke in team fights in the same way.
It's kind of crazy if that's the only nerf.
Look at that. They spent so much. And it worked.
That charm lasts for so long, doesn't it? The Ari charm?
Yeah, it does.
It's like so long that you're just taking damage. All right. It looked
Man,
like
look at this.
the
They had a
chains
jump.
Oh wait. Oh, he
They had a
bandaged
jump.
backwards?
Oh yeah, he's out. I guess I don't know what he's trying to do. But they invested so much onto that kill. They brought a TP in. I feel like if we got that, it'd be like, oh, free kill on the Amumu. He's by himself. And then if we had sent only 2.
Uh-oh.
What?
Man, observers are ruthless in LCK.
They are.
They got right on that.
He was both giving a shout out to Valdez and also saying, I don't need this.
Yeah. I mean, I think BC, you're right. Like, I feel like they're going to have to rework her sooner or later. What they need to do is they need to just hit her with like the thing that makes all champs refuse to play someone, which is like we nerfed her base HP 5 per level, and they're like,
yep, that's the end of that.
I'm out then.
It's like
Count me out.
if she has been nerfed in like 10 patches and she's still that busted, then guess what?
Yeah.
You made a broken champ and it's time to shelf
Yeah.
it. AD scaling was decreased and her W, AD, and AP scaling was decreased. Also nerfed her autos AD ratio by 5%, but I don't think it counts for much.
I mean, you guys are saying more now. Like that's more helpful. But
they're not that amazing. Maybe figuring it as a death cap, that's very big. But with Guma going for again,
Soul
very necessary.
point.
Lord Dominic's playing the Sejuani, playing
Look at Chovy, man. Chovy huge lead, Doran huge lead, Ruler behind in CS but huge lead, probably on the kills.
So I don't know. Like
Yeah.
Gen.G is gonna hit Infinity.
Whew. Team looks tough. I want to see what else they play though,
I know.
because if they stay on Sejuani the whole time, I'm just gonna write us out of the bracket predictions.
Yeah.
Yumi got a
already
nerf.
pulling bans.
Hallelujah. Can we
Yeah.
nerf Numi onto the shelf as well?
That's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, unfortunately, there's no way that they can, short of deleting the champ, there's no way they can change it that would make it more liked.
Are there champs they've deleted? I know they've
Maybe.
reworked champs, but have they like
Somebody will notice
deleted
it.
champs?
I feel like there was one. I think Gangplank got deleted at one point, but I think it was part of like the lore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did that event.
Doesn't matter if you kill Doran and Peanut because they will buy enough time.
I don't know that they've done it other than that.
Ruler needs maybe 3 seconds.
No, they haven't, according to BC. That is just insane. Riot will never admit that they did a single thing wrong. This is, nope. It's fine, guys.
Spikes coming across as this, you know, right now T1 doesn't have that IE for the Sivir, and it's
How many
Yeah.
patches there have been? There's probably been 13 patches.
Yeah, I know, or is every single patch? All 13 patches. Her patch rate, maybe that's a stat we need to track. Champion patch rate.
Yeah.
What is your patch participation for the champions?
Right.
Someone needs to start tracking that and just tagging the Riot Balance team on Twitter. Nico about to get a mid-scope update, even though she's relatively new. What are they doing to Nico? Nico's great. Oh, Carrier, that was disgusting. Peanut survives because it's Sejuani. Should have banned it. OG in Italy was so fun in mid lane, but his OP is the rework nerfed it. Oh, that in fun fact trivia, Jordan. OG in Italy, I believe, is the first champ Faker ever played on stage.
Ever?
I believe on stage, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh, what?
Oh wow. Oh my gosh.
Boy.
Oh my
whoa.
gosh.
Oh, here it comes.
Peanut
That's
doesn't
it.
have much
Oh,
damage.
the fight's
but
over.
Ruler does. Jeez.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Jeez, man. They're too good. I mean, to be fair, they were ahead by a significant amount.
Dude.
But holy crap,
I just-
they know the limits here.
This if you were to ask me like what's the team that would you have no shot at beating, and I recognize because of what we've been talking about we're unlikely to face this team, but it'd be like if somehow Sejuani got through and they had like a really fed Zeri, there's no chance, right? So they got the
you get those first 2 picks, you win the fight, but you don't actually get the objective. You come back in a second time and you leave yourself.
Okay, let's watch this. Engage from Carrier was
Look at
awesome.
the Engage.
Notice, by the way, Ruler is not here. Peanut is instantly, so it's essentially 2
Look at
down
Sej-
here,
yeah.
But Peanut survives. And when you come back
Just how on earth did they turn this fight?
Because they know the exact HP limits their
Oh.
champions.
And Ruler is, yeah.
Yeah.
No, if Faker hits that charm, it's a different fight.
I don't know. Ruler finished that with a lot of HP.
Absolutely amazing play from
That's
this
true.
guy. And look, you might
So
be
squishy, though.
spamming Zeri and things like this, but this is Ruler. This is his positioning in these team fights. And I was about to say that it is
Man,
so
he's gonna
difficult
be-
for Carrier to find these angles to get these multi-man stuns.
He's gonna be
but
tough.
he
He's looking
managed
like
to find
Danny.
it that time around. That was
Yeah.
exactly what T1 wanted,
Old Danny.
and that re-engage
He
wasn't
could do some Danny things.
It's a signal that T1 also felt like they couldn't win.
7-1-1.
They're like, we can't
That's a
keep
lot of
this
kills,
final
man.
score. The first
That's
play
fine.
is just a pressure play. If someone gets contact,
Sejuani
Sejuani
diff.
diff.
We would never know.
really nice.
I don't know what it's
And
like
then
to play
they
against
get
Sejuani.
one of the picks. Peanut has to go back as well, so you're
Just
effectively
watch him in these
fighting
fights, though.
with 2 men
The only
behind
thing
the
he
line.
did in that last fight that they just steamrolled,
They felt like they were in
he
a
hit
very,
a
very
retreating
fortunate
ult
situation.
and then came back in. I didn't actually watch what he did in the second half of the fight after he healed up, but
Just distraction
got-
champion.
almost got straight deleted off the rip.
If you weren't going to win it before, you certainly aren't going to win it now.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
TP.
here at T1, you've got to try, though. Ornn teleporting in.
Yeah, big teleport here
Oh.
from
Yeah, I think he's right. This you got to take this fight, right?
Definitely dedicated to
You
trying
lose
to
if you
deny
don't win here.
Infernal Soul. Gen.G, they don't even really have to worry about it. 2 Infernals, not exactly a huge deal right now.
Leandre's poke, Doran uncontested on the side. T1
Are they giving?
control of this. And Toby's like, I could just push a wave. I don't care. If you guys are going to push bottom, that turret is way less important.
What?
Well, T1's still gonna move on.
T1, they're just like us, for real.
Triple smites. We got
I think
triple
everybody
smites on the
is,
side of
honestly, with
T1
these
right
Drakes
now.
being so
All of
tanky.
these spell books have been unsealed, and
Look
one
at that. I
side
swear it
of
loses
the
patience after like half a second of not.
Yeah. Let me full regen here because you haven't touched me for 0.3 seconds.
Gen.G said they don't have to 50-50. You got 3 smites.
I don't know. I mean, I think teams just need more time to adjust to it.
Can they actually win the fight before things happen, though?
Oh, man.
Okay, there's
Not
the
full
engage.
strength
Oh,
here.
Not the ultimate carry he was looking for either.
Faker looking for
Oh.
the charm.
Doesn't find Ruler as Doran's diving on in.
They still have no. They spent the Amumu ult and the Ornhorn. This is not their fight.
And the Sivir ult.
It's Faker. It's got to be Faker. Nope.
They couldn't stop it.
By Peanut, he only had 1 smite, but it's 1 smite
Yeah.
to rule them all as Gen.G.
Yeah, because Zeus had smite, Owner had smite. And did Faker have smite too? Who had smite?
I think he might have.
Atlas?
Triple smite, and they couldn't stand next to the Drake.
Hands diff. They know like all the math for what damage each attack does and how much damage each opponent has taken. It's stupid how good LCK pros are at that. Yeah, it's looking that way.
The truth is, if you watch the positioning here that Gen.G sets up, the Ornhorn's not great. There's not great turret
Yeah,
here.
they went
And
so
it doesn't
hard.
matter if you have all those smites, if you can't get into
Oh,
lanes,
Owner
you lose them. As both
just
Faker
got
and
knocked
Owner
up.
Try to dive in and set up for this. They're not able to close the gap. There's no fight
Man.
without the rest of the team there. And
That is the
Gen.G
interesting
playing
thing about
so
these
slow,
like
so safe.
super
Play around extended
team
play,
fight
play
comps.
around that Leandre's damage that
If you can
really has
bait
no
out
resistance.
their
T1 cannot walk
engage.
into unless they get a single blow-up target. That's why this pick comp
Like they had one chance at that Drake.
Yeah.
Well, T1 now has
Are you suggesting Riot not put out a meta-changing patch before an important event competition? That would be very un-Riot. Sorry.
mess up a fight, then they will all die. That is
Yeah.
most definitely a thing that's
Let's
going
toss
to happen.
another
This
pearl in.
game is
Then I'll watch them be like, hey guys, we're going to play Worlds on Howling Abyss.
Yes.
Or what is it, like Ultra Fire mode or whatever?
Yeah,
All
Urf.
random Ultra
Rapid
Fire.
fire.
No, but there was
Urf.
like all random. Our
Yeah,
Roof,
it's-
yeah.
I think they would. What they should do is they should finally release ranked ARAM, which everyone would be very excited about. North America would actually start playing League again. But to celebrate that, they should make everyone play on Howling Abyss. Like it's a tie-in, you know?
Yeah, there you go. Glenn, what's up, by the way? Good to see you. I always enjoy a good Glenn tweet. Twitter is very diligent about showing me any tweet that Glenn does.
It's because
It's like he's replying to other people that I don't follow, and it's like it always shows me Glenn. And it's
you always
usually
like
worth it. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad. Twitter, more of this.
a 5K gold lead.
Oof.
Do you think? Okay, does T1 ban Sejuani next game? Look at this. Look at the damage.
Oh, that was stupid.
him in the face.
You have to try to find an angle as the Wukong. You're the one person who
I
can
love when the
see
Emperor's
that
Divide
knockup,
actually
that
deals so
knockup,
much
but you get
damage.
seen
Like
and
just
you
that
die.
ability is
That's
just like.
It's not a bad move here from Owner, but he
Getting
gets
shoved
caught.
hard.
He's hand in the cookie jar here, and now there's no jungler for T1.
Serious, what? I need to calculate the angle of this rivet. It's like 17 degrees. It's a lot. Ooh, Owner.
Yeah, this is done. Well, it's a huge Hornhorn.
But
Doesn't
look at,
matter, though.
they're so tanky. Oh, got him. Look at Doran going for it.
Now belongs to Gen.G.
Gonna have to agree with you on that one, Atlas. Guma running
You
for
gave
the
up on
fight
trying to
here.
get on Hotline League.
Yeah.
But GA
Oh.
Oh, you're getting
Should we
kited,
make it a
boy.
pretty good fight of this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Your base is
He
dead.
has a GA as well. Like, even if he dies, he doesn't care. All he needs to do is make sure Silver doesn't make it back.
Yep.
Yeah, well, he's going to try and do so.
Oh, you're-
There we go.
Oh.
Chains do connect.
Uh-oh, he's burning.
Oh, the spell shield. Oh, the flash.
Oh, is that GA?
He doesn't have a ton of lifesteal. Does he not have? No, he hasn't.
Look at them still. This is so stupid.
That fight lasted a long time.
They got like towers, inhib, and Baron while they were 1v1ing.
It says a lot about the best of the stage of the game. The flank that Owner went for, I agree with you, Wolf. You gotta try
Better
something
Zeri
at this
wins
point.
this
If you don't
Worlds.
get that back line, it's not happening. Zeri
Unless,
finds
as
a heroic
we're all
three-man
hoping,
knockup there. Does as
they
much as
actually
he can,
manage.
but
This
he got
change
nothing around.
actually does it.
Excuse me.
It
Even
was
better,
so
but
well
like,
played.
there's no damage.
There's
Doesn't
no
matter.
And that's the problem. It's, I mean, it's also a problem with Ari too. You know, she sets up for.
Oh, good spell shield. You see that?
Yeah, it was clutch.
On this champion, he can't
Very,
carry.
very.
You can't fight the longer fight here against the Fed Zeri's full build against the Fed Azir.
When I play Sivir, I like always forget about the spell shield. It's like unless I'm playing like Morgana or Thresh,
Yeah.
I just don't use spell shield.
I'm with you on that. I have a
So
hard time.
stupid.
That ability, like Black Shield, Spell Shield,
Two quadra kills so far this
just-
game.
I don't have the reaction time needed to effectively use those.
Ben says, I'm still baffled that lingering conversations post-finals that somehow Huhi overbuying awards or not having a mythic was a core reason for the series outcome versus a footnote. It's a good point. There were a lot of things wrong with that series. But that's the
I think
thing LS
I
talked
think
about.
Atlas is on it. Yeah.
What did Atlas say? Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yep.
LS. There you go.
I mean, look at the wave clear they have. They can just set up here, and T1 eventually
Yeah.
will get worn down. Flank angle for Owner, not great.
Give the people something to repeat over and over again.
That's an easy talking point.
Yeah.
Going to be spawning in 30 seconds time, but Gen.G still have so much control of this base. They're still looking to push. Want to deny T1.
Cool. Did you see that crit on Guma?
Yeah.
Wow.
Extendo beam.
That was the Hotline League take, but Mark doesn't read essays either. Yeah.
From Ruler, this point in the game,
And
still has shoes though.
And even with, like, there's so much CC that
Interesting. They let people who are disagreeing with the
the
popular pundits on usually. I don't feel like they. You'd think they would, because it would be like a chance for some drama, but
To be honest, most of the Hotline League takes are never worth listening to.
yeah.
It's like my take is that NA is the worst region in the world and it will always be the worst region in the world. Or you get, yeah, my take is that Cloud9 will never ever make playoffs again. And they'll be like, you really think that Cloud9 will never make a playoffs again? Well, I mean, I know you guys want hot takes.
It's like all they have to do is win one game in the next 6 weeks, and they're gonna make it. Like, I don't know. It's just I get this feeling.
Yeah, I agree, Glenn. There's a lot of stuff going on wrong with that series.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, is this the Sejuani factor here?
This is Sejuani.
He just does whatever.
It's so good. 0, 0, and 10.
Oh, look at them. Look at them.
They're gonna go for it. They're gonna go for the penta.
Oh, big sad. All right, decisive. Not very close after the first, what, 15 minutes?
I mean, are you? Your honest opinion, watching that game, were you like, I can see why we've been banning Sejuani? Is that one of your takeaways?
Not really, but I do see the survivability was a problem, and honestly, that's the kind of weakness against us that's like really bad, right? Over chasing, overspending on the wrong target.
Yeah.
I honestly thought our target selection was really bad through playoffs. It was like we're spending a lot on basically the tankiest people. And I know some of that is it's hard to get to the back line, but
Gen.G fans? No? Good old fan leader.
I mean, look.
Okay. So
What are
this
the
time-
what are the stereotypical or archetypal 100 Thieves plays? One, someday 1v2 or 1v3 tower dive, right?
Yep.
Two, probably our tower dives, right?
Yep.
Three, over chasing on a tank or over committing on a tank, right?
You
Like,
forgot the closer.
okay,
the
four closer insec. Okay, those are the 4 pillars of 100T LCS.
You know what I actually really hate to see? That he's off the Zeri onto the Nila. That is bad.
He is berserker.
He is berserker.
Or
Yeah.
not knowing what to do with Zillion. Okay, that's the 5th pillar.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, there's this one play where we let some, I can't remember what it was now, the champion, but I think it was their jungler. We let their jungler just walk around for like 5 seconds because he is like 1 hit from death. And we didn't want to trigger the Zillion revive.
Yeah. Yes.
Wouldn't it have been better to just kill him immediately
Yes.
and then have him essentially in stasis?
That's what I'm saying. It's like the thing you're forgetting, guys, is that he is frozen in that out of position thing. You know, it's
Yeah.
like then you can either finish him off or people will come and try and save him and you use that as bait, you know?
Right. But instead, he just like danced. He just walked out of the dangerous situation he was
It's like,
in.
yeah, don't give him the reset. Don't give him the reset. Okay, but then he's going to get away also. And all it takes was like 1 auto attack. Whoa,
There's
quick.
blood.
Uh-oh.
Renekton mid. Turns out.
Feel that 2-0 confidence from
Don't bet there was no analysis whatsoever. It was just 2-0.
So I think that when you consider also the fact that now
So you get a singed bot lane. Didn't we see this somewhere? Didn't someone run singed in the LCS this year? Or was that LEC? Please tell me it wasn't LEC. I swear we saw singed support.
I don't know. Actually. Yeah, that's different. That's a different look.
Yeah, singed Nila is not a combination I'm very aware of.
Lynn says this is the is it Lehen's
Lehens, yeah.
special.
Wondering as we see,
What do they get here? Does he go for a deep ward and then gets burned? Oh, look at the Sejuani. Cool, the Sejuani.
It's the Sejuani. It's a very aspirational flash.
It
You
was.
flash towards their base over the wall when they're
Towards
going
their
river
base.
and
There's a
you know?
Sejuani in the fight who has terrain dash. You know?
It's so incredibly strong, and with both the setup that you have, because you have 4
I'm
melees.
not gonna doubt that Facker guy.
So
Yeah.
the reason why
This is
I
the
have
Oh, first time
Morgan
Nila in
Finals.
finals. Cool.
never gonna be actually allowed to play this
First.
game.
He was looking at the tooltips when as they loaded in.
Like
Like, this
It's like, all right,
passive
what's the
is
passive?
complicated.
Yeah.
What is going on? There's so much text.
Yeah, no flash actually available here from Ruler, so definitely.
I never really understood the
Yeah,
the
making
Renekton
sure
mid
that he can
thing.
stay in amongst the fight,
Not
understand
because
the position
I know
he's
more
in.
than they do, but I just don't understand.
exchanges like the
it.
ones we saw there were
Yeah.
early game from P9,
what are they-
you know, are pretty
Uh-oh,
ridiculous.
Chovy
Okay,
over the
owner.
wall.
Yeah, around the side here as he is going to spot
Is it
Chovy.
Black
Chovy
Shield?
stays in,
You
let's
want
see
that?
whether the Dark Shield will connect.
Or the binding,
Now
rather?
Aatrox with
Nope.
control, and yeah, Chovy will be able to sidestep Dark Binding.
He
Might
sized
it's
up that at
actually-
like pretty close range, to be honest.
He did. He made it look very easy.
Yeah.
Wrong for T1, I think, is
There's a 0% chance that I dodge that
Yeah.
in 100 tries.
in terms of the way
You know.
as a front line for this Zeri,
Team Morgan Renekton, tons of CC to kill mid, yeah.
still could commit to the
Yeah.
dive.
So
Uh-oh.
Renekton's kind of like a
Sticky
dive
icky icky
enabler.
Guma.
That's the idea.
Do you think? I honestly don't know the map score here or the game score. Do you think T1 gets a game?
I don't know. At this rate, I'd say no. It does. It looks
Oh,
unlikely.
Faker.
Interesting. That they could have gotten another decent trade on him. You know, the permafrost is about to hit. Why didn't they pursue that?
They didn't know where owner was.
Yeah, and I think that the way like the draft works out here for T1.
That binding hits very hard and long.
Hard pivot, right? A Faker saying I could play as Renekton as Peanut.
Morgana Qs still need to be nerfed. Oh, look at this. Man, poor Faker.
Yeah, he's getting picked on. What? Doran is just sitting in a non Meganar shovable spot. He's like, yeah, go ahead. Do what you got to do.
Burn the ulti.
I'm not going to get stunned.
I think as Faker, ideally here, you'd want to play something with a little bit more lane pile, a little bit more control, but you're playing into the stage, Wani, and the Morgana is a binding binary.
I still don't understand Neela.
Like
I watched Freak's video and, you know, then said, okay.
And as a result, Faker is finding
In my head, I was like, we're not going to see her until next year, so whatever.
Yeah, here we are. Oh, look at the dodge. I think, what was it? We came up with a comp that's 100% gravity wells.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot what it was.
Neela. It was Neela,
Oriana.
Rel.
Yeah, Rel.
Diana.
Yep, Diana.
Top was kind of the weak link.
Yeah, because you need a pull. You need like it can't be like Camille ult because you need a pull.
I guess if you open the engage with the Aatrox
Q
chains
or chains, I mean, yeah. Oh, look at the flip! Oh my gosh.
Oh. Uh-oh.
No, Carrier couldn't get away either.
I really don't like. This Singed is not one that we're gonna like. You can't unless you ban
plan for it. Yeah.
No.
I didn't quite expect it like this phase. I was thinking it's going to be around a Herald.
So he's just that good at it.
Maybe around an early dragon, but Gen.G is absolutely decimating this early game. It's crazy how much value Peanut has had.
Can't wait to watch C9 clap T1. We can only hope.
Yeah, I hope.
I hope it happens while Fudge gets blasted by Zeus. I hope C9 wins while Zeus just blasts Fudge. That's my desired outcome.
Yeah.
Now with a composition that is so snowbally.
Fudge sets a record. Oh,
I know you do, Robin.
Level 6 doesn't hit his ult.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. Guma has no way out, and it's because of Yuumi. He misses this as well on the wall. And with the Yuumi here, it's double.
He tried to roll over the wall.
Yeah, through the wall.
You know who would have hit that?
Berserker.
Berserker.
I mean, that's your experience advantage.
Actually, you know, it'd be fun to watch is if only there was a way to have the Zeri versus Zeri, Berserker versus Ruler. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe it can happen, Jordan. Never say never. Pedro says he feels like it'll be top-centric meta. Okay.
I like Cadril.
Is there a League of Legends equivalent of like the layup line? Because this kind of has the vibe of like watching like in the layup line just the dudes dunking like crazy. You know?
What is the layup line?
You know, in basketball, it's like when teams are warming up and they have the layup line, and then some teams will be like doing 360 East Bays and stuff, just dunking on it. And you just watch it like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those are the guys we're playing.
It's this team. Yeah. I went to a youth basketball game. The one I went to see was 3rd and 4th grade. And then after them was like, I don't know how old they were, but they were dunking.
Quite a difference.
And I was like, oh, it's a difference. I was like, this must be a 6th grade team. These guys are a little better.
Sounds about right now that 6th graders can like do any dunk in the book.
It's insane to me how tall some of these kids are.
Shout out Instagram.
Shout out nutrition, you know, access to abundant nutrition. And
what's the opposite of a shout out? Shout in?
Yeah.
Quiet in? I don't know, but the jumping shoes that East Bay the magazine used to sell all the time. You know what I'm talking about? The platform shoes. Because obviously that didn't work, because it wasn't until Instagram that people started actually getting bunnies.
Oh, yeah. We can hope, bro. That's the thing. I want Fudge to lose and C9 to win. How does this happen? How do we make this happen?
Yeah. So should we just call this series the layup line, by the way?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just call this the layup line. It's so
their whole
stupid.
team is here to dunk on Faker.
While the charge goes off and they eat the rest of the turret.
Oh, I stand corrected. They left.
Chovy on the roam. Zayas, where are you going?
He's going back to his turret.
Oh, and he gets hit by the Q. He was not expecting the Q to be the thing that got him. Oh, man.
So does this puts this tarnishes T1's spring title, right?
Oh no!
They jumped into him. Oh no! Dude,
oh my gosh!
They missed the binding. Oh, look at that jump.
The first mistake they've made of the series.
They missed the binding.
Who cares? Like, he has to use summoners, heal, exhaust, thrown away. Gen.G gonna pick himself up a second Drake. Blades are dropping. And
well, this is a lot different than the last game. By this time, there were still like no kills.
Yeah.
Zerayumi gets to do their thing. Yeah.
Well, were you there when I learned how? Actually, I don't know this. Silas's passive. Is it when you do an auto attack that if you have the passive ability charge stacked up, it'll instead do the AOE? Like you have to auto attack to use it? Chat.
Is it auto attack or do you have to like queue it or whatever? Because remember they do the random queues here and there.
Well, that's how it's every time you do an ability, it adds a stack.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the way it works is when you auto instead of doing a single, it does AOE. So it's auto. Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering about how they actually trigger it because sometimes it looks like it just literally triggers automatically. I guess those are people who are really good at it. Up to 3. Yeah. Is up to 3 from level 1 or does that increase over time?
Yeah, and in situations like this, these one item spikes from Gen.G are absolutely
Jordan seems like a real read the manual kind of guy.
I think it's fascinating because I don't play these champs. Like the other one I don't know how it works is Orin's item upgrade.
Yeah. Wait, how did Faker dodge that? Did you see that?
Top lane is, as far as things go for T1, the best situation, but still very bad. It's another Infernal, and as Gen.G...
Yeah, this is not close. This is looking a little bit like our series in NA.
Yeah, honestly. Well, we can relate T1.
We're just like you, T1.
Person. So just like a right click on a friendly will automatically upgrade their mythic. That's interesting. And you could probably also use it accidentally in a team fight, right? See, the Zillion passive is the other one. I don't know exactly how it works. And also, I feel like Zillion's passive, you could accidentally use it the wrong time. And it takes like a second, right?
No one knows. When you get into passives, I usually don't know what you're talking about.
Out of combat. Okay. That makes more sense. For both of them, Orin and Zillion. You know what Zillion's passive is, right?
Nope.
How he can give someone a level if they're close.
I thought that was like an ability. I thought that was like the E or something.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I personally was expecting there to be at least
Sejuani is looking better this game. I will say he's looking more threatening.
I've noticed Jordan has gotten smart about league as he's climbed higher in Wild Rift. I've noticed Atlas didn't mention anything about whether I've gotten smarter about league, so I'll draw my own conclusion from that.
It's because you're not playing any league-related Riot games, Cole. You got to start playing.
Look, man, I podcast with my gut.
TFT or I can't even remember the name of the card game now.
Legends of Runeterra.
Legends of Runeterra. I think that's your game.
I think it's definitively not. I think that is the least likely game for me, even less likely than TFT.
Yeah. So wait, Robin, he can store it. He can give it to teammates. Does it have to be a level up, or he can store and give it at any point? Oh, the story game, yeah, it was. Yeah, Dennett these days, I didn't know anything about. Those are the days I didn't know anything about League, and we were somehow casting Academy.
Those are still my days.
Has to level up, okay. Oh, yeah, Ruined King has. That was like a little turn-based, right? This is Gumayushi playing. It looks more like what I'm used to Zeri looking like, which is. I mean, I will say this: Zeri's a champ where if you're behind, it does nothing. You do nothing.
Yeah.
Infernal Soul Point available for Gen.G. And yes, look,
They have to stay in range. Okay.
Zeri and Morgana on the other side. Like theoretically, if there's a way for T1
Uh-oh.
to somehow make it,
He
to
popped
three
it.
items on
Zeus.
Oh,
Oh, flash. Oh, my goodness.
On top of Zeus here.
Wow.
Now Zeus able to offer a few boomerangs back, but still
That was a
some of the
surprising
advantage
trade
on
back.
Zeus.
Yeah, it really was.
I miss Sai Kaisa AD meta. Amen. Kaisa meta was so fun. I love playing
agree.
Kaisa.
Kaisa is one of those champs that's just. It's fun to watch. I think the thing that's kind of a bummer about Zeri is when Zeri's getting pentakills, it's like you're just doing autos, you know?
You're
Like,
zooming
there's not a
around
lot
everywhere.
going on here. Yeah. Whereas at least with Kaisa, you've got like you can land a really devastating, you know, the missiles.
Yeah, the Void Seeker. Yep.
Yeah, Void Seeker, or not just Void Seeker, but the other one too. The
Qs,
you can
Cathian
fall
Rain.
onto a single target kind of. Cathian Rain, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like you can do that, then you can reposition with your ult,
Yeah.
use your E with some stealth, you know?
Yeah, I just feel like I do feel like Kaisa is just a much better, more interestingly designed champ.
That's the first time he's been there for his team with these dives happening.
Even Zaya, like so much of it is dependent on you really hitting the ult at the right time.
Making a big play or anything like that, but you know, Morgana is one of those champions, not really a hands champion. Do you hit the
It
button?
doesn't feel
right.
like T1 has been in this game at all.
It doesn't.
Are you not behind enough to where that actually means something? Because in this game, it
I would be
absolutely
shocked
does.
if they found a way to
Peanut has
make
just
this
been
a game.
capping him super hard here. He had 100% kill contribution for a majority of this game, and yeah, you can feel the brain at work here.
I love when they stretch the chains out so far like that. It's obviously like not what they had in mind when they animated
Right,
it. And
right.
like, hey, we got a couple edge cases. It's like, just make the chain real long. It's like, really? Because it looks pretty bad. Ah, just do
Yeah.
it. There's no other solution.
It's going to be more chain than he has on him. Magic chains. Easy.
I don't even think it's going to be any kind of
it doesn't matter at all.
What was the Silas EQ combo?
relevant, even in the slightest.
What I can't wait for is game 3, where Singed actually gets banned. They first pick Yumi, and Lahans pulls out the Cassiopeia to show how good grounded is. Can't wait for that one.
Grounded champion.
You could E2 during a Q
At the
cast.
top of the day, we talked about Gen.G as an organization and how historically doomed their runs have been. How many second places they've
Wait,
had.
I didn't even know his
across
E
the
has
entire
two.
roster, not just the org.
Isn't his E just
But we
like
have
the
also seen teams reach a point of
abscond?
singularity
It's got a good
where
name.
there just doesn't seem to be any way
Abduct,
to
abscond?
figure
Isn't that what
it
it's
out.
called?
Abscond.
Someone has done this. T1 literally did this in spring.
What's
where
the Zeri
you
fix?
can say ban X
Delete.
champion, but there's always more.
Yeah.
Gen.G to
I don't
me
know, man.
feels
I think it's
they
like
have reached that point. They're
abscond,
currently
abduct, yeah.
up Soul
E1 is
points,
dash, E2 is chain.
19
Oh,
points,
Zeus.
gold lead. What do you do?
Zeus,
You
Zeus.
think about game number 3. That's the answer. What you're
Oh, it just ran out of mega.
Because like the 8K gold lead is absurd.
Perfect timing to not have Mega.
Zeus is walking the wrong direction.
At least he
Yeah.
can jump
As we
away
see
to
Inferno's gonna
Chovy.
make his way down. This is already a very
Those
difficult
chains
game made
pull him
worse
back.
here for Zeus
Did he
towards
pull
the
back
bottom
there?
side of the map, trying to create
He
whatever
hopped
What's
back
the
on him.
the fear? Does that fear just come from his if he gets a kill while he's on World Ender?
He did say hello, and Ruler is just happily
Good question.
farming,
I swear I didn't know that was a thing.
past the mid-outer turret of T1.
It doesn't even feel like Neela's in this game. When's the last time you remember seeing Neela do something?
Was very much flexed around the Renekton.
That's a good
why
point.
They were able to make this happen, but
Huh.
it was still
Has that
so
always been a
variant.
thing,
So
Robin?
Gen.G still have that R5
I know it's not
power thing,
always,
and
but
they
like
already got
the last
Silas
several
with this.
patches.
I think the draft is the big issue for T1.
Q
I mean,
spams there.
here's the
Yeah, I
thing.
agree with that.
Absolutely.
The Q spam?
Was not.
Mhm.
Peanut made huge
I think the Q spam is a cool. Yeah, and you can do it without having like it's the only auto you can do without having somebody.
To click.
click on.
Yeah.
They lose this this
But you
game,
can use it in
can they
really cool
recover
ways.
mentally after this one is my big question, even if the draft is better in game 3.
I don't know.
Gen.G, the team that historically has led
Aatrox survived. Yep, that was
at a
sick.
crucial point in time,
That was
is
such a
currently on
wild.
the trajectory
I mean, it used to just be that it would turn you,
perfect
like,
game T1
World
make
Ender would
it
also
nothing,
turn on
no kills,
basically
no
GA,
arrows,
right?
no dragons,
Yeah,
no
that's what he
Entire
means. Yeah.
time it was, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
I was trying to remember exactly how it worked.
It's one of those things.
Didn't they then change it to where like you had to get a kill or assist to activate it or something?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
they were like,
so,
okay,
and-
we got to dial this back a little bit. And like, we got to really just get
And
rid
they
of it.
just got rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, wouldn't that make him a lot weaker? And they're like, yeah. You'll
Oh,
still play him.
Peanut. Peanut, does this tank Sejuani get away? No.
Nope.
I was gonna say Doran was not too far away.
I said it was okay to write the eulogy, maybe.
Uh
No,
oh.
it's probably still
Oh.
okay to write it. But
Not the
Peanut
perfect
is
game
gonna get
anymore.
caught out.
That's a death on the record books. You had to cast your curse.
How does he know?
You Chronic.
That he's over the wall.
Okay, so
No, did you see like that he was exactly in that weird patch of Fog of War?
Oh, yeah. How does that's a really good question.
I would like to.
Game sense from these guys is just insane.
Yeah.
Why did Peanut die? Because
Narbar.
he greeted for chickens.
He greeted for
Oh,
chickens and Zayas
That
was
Gnar,
first
the
for
Gnar
Zayas
ult
Narbar.
hitbox is so wacky.
The rest of the team
But
springs into
it just
action.
Can we be honest? That is a great thing.
Oh, yeah.
Gnar ults getting like 3 or 4 people is unequivocally a good thing. No one hates that.
It is one of the more exciting. This is actually going to be interesting.
Oh,
Oh man.
Does he have a gore drinker?
Here's Chovy.
He needs to heal. Oh, he did.
Wow. Good job,
misplayed that.
Faker.
He didn't take out Faker soon enough. He's greeding for the 2.
I mean, they block any rotation down. They're going to push this further. They're going to grab a turret from this.
Peanut.
And I mean, that
Could have
Gore
ulted.
Drinker Aatrox is still so difficult to kill.
That's the
Way to
point
make it
that
fair is a
Peanut
revive only on
has
kill,
no
not kill and
there.
assist.
I
Yeah.
don't think Gen.G care at all. They're going to get the soul coming up very soon. That's all
Yeah.
they care about. And they now have a summoner's advantage. Can just park Doran or Chovy in the side.
Yeah, I mean,
lane,
Aatrox feels,
apply
honestly, feels like he's
pressure,
pretty good right now,
and
so
as
far
long
as,
they get
Oh,
the
yeah.
soul,
like,
you know, the
powerful
soul
without
will get
being
caught out.
unstoppable if ahead.
Doran had flash and stopwatch.
Oh, wow.
Oh, oh,
Oh, wow.
Before he can even press the black shield button, and that is the jungler dead. That means
Wow.
That was
Clear
fast.
for Gen.G, and they'll make their way over and start that one now.
That was very fast, and that was their jungler. Oops.
I'm kind of surprised it's taken him this long at this game, though. It's like, wow, 23 minutes and you're not done yet?
They don't have vision control. You can see they're kind of
This game was over at 12 minutes. Spent the last 10 minutes doing what?
It's a pipe dream at this point. Lehends is
So
gonna push
yeah,
his way,
I'm
even though
feeling
there's
feeling not too good. I'm feeling worse about this matchup than I was before I started watching
like,
this.
"Oh, yeah, come over here.
Yeah,
We will
I
engage
agree.
on you. We have ult."
I agree with you.
Well,
Oh.
Zayas does have a Yumi. Ruler is going to be able to dash his way out. He, of course, dodges a bunch of those auto attacks. Doran feeling
Oh,
pretty good. Doran
oh,
possibly in
here we
trouble.
go.
Ryuji is going to take
Playtime.
away Selfish. Zayas is rotating
Nice
as
ult.
well. Final chapter comes down. Doran trying to turn
Exhaust.
it here where he can.
Oh, he's
He
dead.
gets exhausted,
Yeah.
though. There's the flash.
Oh, Lehen's
I
gonna
spoke too
mess things
soon.
up.
I spoke too soon.
Oh,
Oh, Faker. Or, wait.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that was Faker.
Peanut misses the ultimate, but it may not matter at all. He
Faker
flashes
done.
for Winter's Wrath as Gumushi's over the wall.
Oh.
Decent binding is going to be there, but
Oh.
Faker is also dead, and now Gen.G
You see me get really confused by the order of the names in the Korean.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, wait, it's a Chovy?
Well, this is a really rough game here for T1, but Owner is still looking to try and challenge for this Baron. Lehend is very, very low. Mega Adhesive does
Wow.
go down.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, no.
That ult from Chovy. There was so much damage. Have you ever seen that much damage on the Gnar ult?
So here's what we learned.
He did like half
Silas
HP on
actually-
everybody.
His kit is actually more suited for a Gnar ult than Gnar's kit. Because he had the E in and the flat, like he covered
Yeah.
so much ground there. It was
Really, I mean,
ridiculous.
there's like so many issues here on so many levels, and Doran, because he has stopwatch,
I can't believe he
is
escaped
never
that.
in any danger. Rotation is quick. Teleport comes over for Chovy, and you're trapped here as T1.
Oh
You
my
have to chase,
goodness.
you have to find something,
Faker's
but you
got
don't
deleted.
have damage. You have no items. You have no control in this game.
Look at that. He got the Gnar ult there.
All of this, again, they're down a member.
Show it, you cowards.
They're down a member.
Okay, watch. Okay, he gets
He was
rooted.
hit by the Q.
Basically, still a fight with advantage for him. So this play, you need to
Honestly, if that W
There he
hit, he
goes.
might think differently about this. Look at that dash
Oh,
flash. Oh, it's so good.
I think right there. Well, the game ended a while ago, but this is truly
Oh,
the. I don't know how many nails going to
Pixie says, I'm in danger, dungeon.
yeah.
Yeah, this is basically a coffin made out of nails now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At this point in time.
Closer on Silas. Silas jungle.
100% agree. Gen.G still need to
Closer
cross the
roll
I's and
swap.
dot the T's, as they say.
The damage.
I
here
wish
is
that was
insane
a
for Trophy this game.
a thing. I'd love to see that.
He managed to get that one kill. Therefore,
I feel like it would give me closer on Viego vibes, right? Where it's like he's just using everybody's ults better than they are, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
He's outranged, okay? He's just there as an R button.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of R buttons, Peanut's going to throw his into the nether. Gumushi not going to get thrown back. Definitely important, but these
Oh.
going down. Owner immediately diving forward.
It's
Soul
just
tackles.
flash flip from Singed is not the first thing on your mind when you're
Throws out the chains, doesn't quite connect
trying to
them
counter
as
this
he
push, you know?
The damage, dude, that's insane.
But the wallets are so heavy here from Gen.G. The explosion of damage as well, and there is the Nexus going down.
Well,
But
that's
the
a quick
second
2-0.
Gen.G
This was first round
in
playoffs.
the 2022 summer
No, this is the finals.
Oh, summer final. That's too bad for us.
The second game
It's too
I knew
bad.
it was.
has, Yuma doesn't have an
Just
my bad, I didn't
trying
follow the
to
joke.
doesn't have, right? And look at the
make a sad joke.
these players
So now the
have
only question
scored.
is it a gentleman's sweep or a real sweep?
Thorin, Peanut with his titles
Uh-huh.
he's picked up. Trophy,
Look at the draft.
T1 on red side.
They're doing the C9 method, right? Mordekaiser's definitely Fudge pulls that out randomly, right?
Yep. And they got the bye.
Okay.
Okay. And then on the other side, it's Zerayumi. So game over.
All right, give me a sec. I need to step away for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Who are they banning? If Zeri is through for
I
them,
don't know if they have it in them to reverse
and
it. You know, you
Yumi,
mentioned
like
an
who did they
earlier time,
ban?
You think they
this
did?
game?
I kind of disagree.
And it's very tough. The one thing I really like about this T1 draft is a draft with a lot of agency. Vi Ari basically
Kalista
plays
Draven.
itself, and hopefully it'll incentivize.
Didn't somebody earlier say
T1
Kalista's
that
getting
again, at
buffed?
least it's more
That's what I remembered. Is Kalista?
likely
We
number
were
one.
banning Kalista, or I
We
think
don't
Kalista was being
know,
banned
I think
against
it's
us
just- I think
actually.
it's 3-0. I see Zerayumi
Pretty
and Brutal
bold to
Valance, and
to
I
buff
don't
her.
believe- I don't
She's
see
already
it.
pulling
I don't
bans.
see the angle. We saw what Brutal did in the previous game, and that was without Yumi.
I
That
just feel
combo,
like
to me is just the epitome of not a lot of
if you're gonna
counterplay at some
ban
point.
Draven and
But
Kalista,
not only is there a
but
Vi
leave
Ari,
Zeri up,
Zeus also has
it's like you're just
Nexus
picking a
and
different way to
potential by
lose the
finding
game.
key targets in team fights, not unlike what Poppy does.
Interesting.
You know, Mordekaiser did it before it was cool. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Though.
Have we seen
Yeah,
I don't think
Poppy? We haven't seen a
That's the thing
single
that's really
Poppy
difficult
game
here,
in this series.
And when you see that it's T1 choosing the
That's
red
all we
side,
played.
that's when you know that something is
That's
not up,
actually
right?
interesting.
That's when you know that they're
It's
back
like
to
they
full
know
fully
that she's
against
not
you
great.
because they've realized that trying to
Yeah,
stay
Jinx
high,
Aphelios, you're right.
getting the draft
It's
that they
not.
wanted
I feel like it's not a great
wasn't
sign that
possible,
probably just for
from
the
blue
position
side.
overall that there's
But
almost
this is a team
always
that
a
has been
trade
very vocal about
that everybody just
enjoying
agrees
Blue
to.
throughout this entire year. And so that is
I prefer
what
Jinx
really does
Aphelios,
put a lot of
by the
fear
way,
into
over
my
Silver
mind
Zeri.
about T1's chances. However, looking up and down the draft, I don't think it's.
I think
going to
Aphelios is
be
actually
as
pretty
bad
fun to watch, and
as
he doesn't
game
feel
number
so
two.
busted. Like you have to
especially
hit his ult.
considering the fact
You
that
know,
Gen.G have a lot of these scaling
at
ups
least there's that
around as well. So probably going to be a much more honest game of League of
versus
Legends,
Zeri
but,
press
I
R in a
still
team fight where
think
you're
it's going to be
fed
very
and then
difficult for T1
destroy
to take
everyone
it. They
wanna-
do though. The momentum
with autos.
Yeah, I want to see what the
Yeah.
and I do agree the momentum shift could be massive if T1 actually suddenly start coming back. They win 2 in a row, but I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here. I'm interested to see how team fights go because Zeus
I wonder if they
can rip the Yumi,
threaten the flex
away, essentially, by
on this
taking away
Renekton.
the
Wouldn't be much of a
whoever
threat,
she's
honestly, after how
attached
that
to.
last game went.
Will she ever-
I have returned.
Welcome back. Cool. I was just pointing out that the one thing we haven't seen at all in this series, do you care to guess?
Like
wow.
champ-wise, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't seen Lee Sin.
Haven't seen Lee Sin. Haven't seen Poppy.
Oh yeah, no Poppy. That's
One
right.
time. Have not seen Poppy, and we've played that like it was going out of style.
And down he goes.
Charging.
Is that what I was saying?
Jinx Aphelios became Silver Zeri. Yep. Jinx Aphelios. Jinx Aphelios.
Go for it right now.
Doran's flashless. Not gonna commit, but we'll give him back control of the lane.
Oh. Immediately.
Uh-oh.
Chovy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Chovy.
No 6 yet, though. Is he going to get it from the
Sands. Fair bit of damage onto Faker.
And do
It was
note,
close. I wonder if he's going to get it from that last minion.
When Faker was sitting around 16 CS, Faker was forced to TP. Chovy got a free back. And as
I want to see
result,
some
now
Darius
so
at
much more
Worlds.
pressure in this lane. So getting a
Ooh.
play topside for T1, I think is instrumental because the mid lane.
A lot of
I don't think
outplay
they've dialed
potential,
as it's low,
Darius.
This entire series.
His wave
Yeah.
state or the wave
And
manipulation
absolutely, I
he's
mean,
using here as well, putting the
just
Sandals
completely
in the
take over
middle,
games.
Faker have to use his Q to actually clear and last hit.
So you know how we talked about having like little fidget items while we do these streams?
Yeah.
I'm seeing tents here.
Have I shown you my latest one?
No. What is it?
So this showed up on my desk.
Just yet. Peanut in the
It's
area.
it's the little oh, it's keying out the wow, it's catching the green, so it looks like the nose is black, but it's
Is
a
it?
little
Is that from the Mario set?
yeah, it's a little penguin from the Mario set.
Nice.
Oh
wow.
wow, how
Darn,
did
it's out
they
pretty well.
survive that?
dies.
But yeah, my middle daughter has this, and for whatever reason, she just puts it on my desk sometimes.
Like that one specifically?
Yeah.
That's great.
Really nicely done. T1 playing to their one pressure point, and we're just staying top.
Oh, they're going for it.
Well, yeah, this is just a 2v2 lane now, I guess. Jungling, not a thing.
Did you see, by the way,
Yeah, take
that
it.
that Breaking Bad edit of the penguin from Mario 64?
Yes.
That was
So
so
good.
funny. Oh my
Those
gosh.
are amazing to me, dude.
Yeah,
Love those.
they've really gotten good at it.
Oh.
Oh.
Everybody,
Chovy is working Faker this series.
Chovy's insane.
He's doing this so consistently against Ari. Arguably his best champion.
Oh, there's an exhaust on the Gumayushi.
Wow, free
Hey,
exhaust.
Chat for Xin Zhao. Isn't what is the W? Hit it, landing the W. Does it allow you to make a further dash? Or well, he's got him there actually.
Oh,
yeah, he's-
oh, nice magic grabby hands.
That
Zeus.
grabby hand was so good. Yeah, okay. That's... Did he ult?
And I think
Who, Zeus? No.
very aware
Okay.
of how much extra time owners siphoned experience.
Oh, extends
there
the
on
range.
top
Got it.
side. He
Okay.
hit
Is
6
which one's the
early
W?
game,
Which
which
ability is that? The
convert,
like
he's still
the
level 9,
long
gets the
range
knows he's,
Yeah,
you know,
poke or whatever?
Stab.
And then the E's the dash, right?
Yeah. And
Owner.
you know the E also increases your attack speed quite a bit.
Yeah.
And obviously Xin Zhao a little bit further behind on the play here. And I just thought this call here from Doran, knowing he has
He was
knowing
so
he's zoned
close
out
on
of
this.
experience,
This
his
magic grab hand
advantage
was
exchange, so smart.
the
And
best
Zay is also feeling safe there, but due to the ward,
I've seen in a
Doran
long
knows,
time.
Yep,
Yeah.
still there. I can take you down easily. Peanut, love the flash here as well. Not
Yeah.
wasting any time. Not trying to go for
Excuse
any
me.
2v
Sorry,
plays,
guys.
making sure, get the kill, get out, get the play for my top
Did anything
player.
else happen when they're challenged? Like, do they take more
As a
damage or something?
result, even
Doing
with
ban
the
Poppy
Oh, they've
close to
been
Sedge, welcome to
banning
Squad.
Poppy. Oh, that's interesting. Thanks for the
Too
info on that.
effective. Maybe they're able to land their ults. Who
More
knows?
tanky build of Mordecai to
Poppy close to
rely
Sedge
on
first
the
round.
base damage,
Like Skarner.
utility
Is Skarner getting a lot of play in
provide with his
LCK
ultimate,
or
but
LCK?
early game wins for
It's unexpected.
Gen.G with a Renekton and a Zir comp. I've seen that before.
You didn't even mention the biggest problem of this comp. That
Well,
we've
you
seen
don't
in the
talk about
past.
bot. We don't
even need
talk
to
about
it.
bot lane.
That's the thing that's
We
very,
don't talk
very
about
frightening
bot
here.
lane.
Because of course, Zerayumi does still exist in this team composition. Haven't even mentioned it.
Has a slight gold deficit at the moment, but very slight. And,
Vi is an interesting one to
you
me.
know, this is the
I feel like it feels like a
Cryo
Garen
we're talking
type
about
champion,
that
like
Gen.G have. They are going
very
to try and
basic,
utilize for early
and I'm
game.
always surprised
This
that
is where
people
things can get
have
very
found
heavy.
ways
If
to
you
use
want
it
to
even at the
give too many
highest
early
level, you know?
You
Yeah.
are, of course, going to
It's
give
also
Gen.G the ability
not
to
happening for
slowly get
Garen,
3
but
items Zeri. But if you fight,
Oh,
Oh.
wow. Follow up.
Look at that. Look at the UV ult.
He
Yeah,
flashed.
the UV ult, it puts you on blast if it goes wide because it just goes for so long.
Yeah, but he flashed. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, I know.
And-
Just yet, they get the flash and the ghost out of Gumayushi though, and it's definitely very important here for Gen.G.
T1.
But yeah, you're right. It's like how many of those? It's kind of like misfortune bullet time.
Ahead of the curve.
If they flashed out of it, you just let the whole
The
thing
wrong
go.
way. I mean, I cancel it sometimes. You know, I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
okay.
as you should if there's nobody standing in it.
I
I didn't realize Hex Flash was broken. Is it just disabled? That's huge, actually. If that's
So desperate, but so late.
Yeah, not gonna be
Yeah,
able to
we're
do
still
it.
playing
Can't get
the
there in time.
Alistair.
yeah, I was gonna say it almost makes the champions that rely on it unplayable, like Alistair. Oh wait,
Alistair's like this, the like
bottom, so he's losing.
Perfect Hex
And
Slash
he
champ.
rotates back quickly,
It is so
but
good.
it's just win after win
And
after
and
win here.
who
for
he's been
Gen.G.
great with it in the past.
Tiny gold lead, but that
using Hex
objective
Slash.
is 5 minutes
Huh.
of time for the Azir. The
Immediately respawn.
Oh
Oh,
dear,
that's-
Gamushi in trouble. Remember, no flash, no ghost. And spell
Can they
shield
get
is
it?
not gonna
Oh,
save.
shield.
It might. Never mind. Carrier comes on over. Does manage
Wow.
to shield him up, and so Gamushi will walk it out.
But Flash is expended for it as well.
I'm always confused at things like that.
At the very least,
It's like
they're
how
gonna get shoved in. Guma very low.
how is
Muddy,
this
trying
happening?
to pick it up regardless.
Where does
With
this
Carrier
bug come
standing
from
watch.
Yeah.
Samurai and Faker.
It's like
What
you-
loop in the
you
code
imagine-
are you hitting there?
Yeah, you imagine there's a line in the code just
Want to
like
reiterate,
trigger
Gen.G
respawn. Yes,
doesn't
you just
lose
change it to
any
no,
of the
guys.
risk in
It's
this
fine.
Ruler stayed. He was looking for an extendo being bottom.
It's
of
that
Washington
simple,
and
Riot.
Kingdom.
Get it
We didn't
dragged
want
together.
that to happen.
And he will,
Yeah.
of course, get away. Guma, that is.
I know it's much more complicated than
gets
that.
word.
But
The fact that owner might be in the area does, throw
At
out
one
gives a
time,
little bit of
that's what the
information,
ability
but
did. You
control
Hex
vision
Flash and
is towards that
respawned
upside
your
41.
opponent.
We'll make sure that things
It's
get
pretty
very
good.
dark.
It's a pretty good
Naturally,
ability.
once again, as Ruler is going to skate his way, gets
this
himself
game's
a plate
close.
Before he will go
Yeah.
back home, see how close to his first item
We'll see how long.
as he gets there.
Yeah.
Another problem for Prio is where do you get value out of this Rift Herald? And where does it go? Where's the lane control here for T1? Not a whole lot of it anywhere.
Look
on
like
the
they have a
map.
pretty good
Venus is kinda
stadium
surfing
for the
around,
finals. Glad to see.
threatening non-stop, and
Yeah.
Faker's caught behind this wave again. Look at Chovy, puts the Sand Soldier in the middle.
Dude, how
Faker
fun is
cannot
Atlanta
farm
gonna
here.
be?
He has to wait for the wave.
I can't wait.
And just
I'm so excited for
repeatedly
that.
we're seeing this
Yeah.
over and over again.
So
And it's
excited.
unfortunately a Lulu, so there's no extra support roams. that
Be
Carrier can
crazy
do
seeing
as
100
like
Thieves
we
in the
saw Hens do on
semifinals.
the Singe.
You gotta get kills here. You gotta
Boy.
start taking down people.
Boy,
with
oh
this
boy.
Ahri and Vi.
Is that a nice? I don't know the
You
arena.
can't just
I know
play
you
late,
do. Is it a?
especially
You
with
think it'd be a
Mhm.
cool
Yeah, it's a
environment?
nice one.
Mountain Drake getting picked up for a pick-based composition like T1.
Here we go.
It's really,
Charge
really rough.
out.
Oh, the Hens is going to rotate over. Looking to help out the pigeon. Peanut will turn up again, but they do manage to get
Look
the
at
charge.
T1.
Will it be
Look at
Turret as
T1.
well? Looks like the answer is going to be no. T1
Tying
might
it
be
up.
able to finish that one
Golden
off.
Crow
It's
gold
still
diff
fair bit of plate money.
is
100 gold.
0.
Extend either.
Hey, Erdoro.
This bottom side, Gen.G definitely
What's up?
playing very respectfully this stage of the game.
He's just finished his call. He's happy to sit back here and carefully push this
Spoiler,
ball in,
or I guess
take it to the
recap for
plate.
you.
Ooh.
T1,
Ruler
not as good as
possibly
Gen.G.
in trouble.
Gen.G
One,
really,
he
really
knows
good.
he's dead. Owner's going to turn up, and
So,
Gamushi is going to help him take down
Here's
that kill.
here's
Ruler
what
can get
appears to
caught
be
out, overextended a little
the
bit there
plan.
towards that bottom side.
Press
They
R
really
on
into some
Zeri
backs. They did have
with
a
Vi.
fair amount of vision,
Win that
on
fight.
outside,
Mhm.
but didn't catch crucial rotations of a couple of members coming through. And Ruler have been playing very respectfully up until this point. Gets taken down there.
I still think Vi is a troll champ.
Looking for these plays that they need.
World
Again,
starts September 29th, I
T1
believe, is when
top
play-ins
there's
start.
way more pressure on them. They're picking
September
up
29th?
kills, picking up
I
kills
think.
like this.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
10
play-ins,
days.
I believe.
Do they do all the world's hype stuff before play-ins?
No, they do it before regular
groups.
Yeah.
That's
That's not so far.
know.
That's 10 days.
So getting something back. Sorry.
It's gonna actually. It's gonna be weird for all of the games to be in our daytime. That'll be the first time that's happened since
Since we've
we
been
started
fans,
watching.
yeah.
To force more kills than just an overextended Zeri here. They need to win a team fight. They need something decisive. And
Was
this is
it
clean at all,
last
but
year that it was
Joker gets a
in
plate mid,
Germany?
topside
It
still
was,
under
right?
control.
Was Berlin last year?
And now Ruler's just
I don't
Or am I
really
thinking
remember.
Valorant? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to move back.
Yeah,
a little bit
Valorant
more
2 years
was.
ago-
and It was
2 years ago was
Korea
China.
or something, and then China 2 years
Still,
ago.
They have a lot of vision now. And so Gen.G, they've taken a couple of plates already here.
Yeah,
towards this top
me
side.
too.
Warren just going to
I mean,
walk
I
Or
actually
it's-
really liked waking
Yeah.
up to watch it, though. He says to
Or
watch
it's like-
VODs, but we were watching like live.
Yeah.
Stop the Renekton
Yeah.
moving away.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Still has a
I'm kind of
very
bummed
serious
to be
advantage here.
honest.
Does the
I'll miss.
Crocodile.
It's like that was a fun ritual, you know.
Yeah.
going with a,
I'd like go to bed at
verbal
9
control
p.m.
makes him a lot stronger
and then
in
wake
team
up at like
fighting.
3,
But with Zeus
My
also
wife
or at
hated
least
me.
like wake up
Uh,
to lay on my
I think Warren
couch.
really wins
My
this
wife
game.
hated
Very
me
good
so
moves,
much.
very easily get fired, but very
Could not
good
understand why I
stages
was
as well.
doing
The
it.
Gen.G are reading this
Like,
as a-
can't
No,
you
no
just
one can
watch it
understand.
later?
for the mid to late stage of the game. We're gonna get
It's
at
not
least one
the same.
eye,
Yes,
possibly
you
more.
could.
We're gonna go from there. We are not worried at all about the ability to win the game.
Honestly, I probably
As we get
slept
later and
through.
later in there. And,
Oh yeah, I fell
Almost
asleep
all.
during many games.
at least this is a
Yeah.
mark of
Remember, we would like text each
I'm
other.
sure they're gonna give up a second
Yeah.
Hey man, so are you up watching this? Yeah, I'm up watching this, and immediately fall asleep.
3 hours later. Like, oh, I guess I
Fell asleep. Me too. Yeah.
Right now, yeah, he can win extended trades on the side lane, but in a team fight, his
Started during your
impact
lunch
might
break?
just be
Huh.
too little. If it counts
Hard to
Yeah,
finish
see.
a day when that's
the
going on.
Zeri target,
Glenn knows how it works.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say that's what I honestly did most of the time.
Yeah.
he won't be able to necessarily close the gap.
Yeah, if I knew I was going to be getting up.
It's difficult.
And my wife still hated me.
Up there towards the top side. He's looking to try and take down this turret. Will be the first of the game if he's able
Ziak, how's
Started
the
lunch
gym
breaks like
grind
that.
going?
here towards the bottom side. And that Drake that you were talking about earlier, Chronicler.
Gotta
is
pass those
still
10 days
alive.
somehow.
This time T1 are on top of it. They managed to get
Crush
control.
some weights.
So this one Ocean Drake should belong to them. We'll have a look at what soul it's going to be as once again 3 in a row. It's Infernal.
So
Soul.
Erdora's going to kind of have
Now,
the
looking
this
to
year
try
the first game will probably
Red
start
Dot
like
Chovy here, but,
evening.
Chovy has
You have to stay up all night.
He's just going to be backing underneath his turret, and no one is.
I don't
Need to-
remember what the schedule is for the playing games.
And I think this goes back to the identification
Yeah.
of Gen.G. knowing
Mexico's on
where
Central
their win
Time.
conditions are.
I mean,
It's the late
Mexico
game.
City.
They don't get the setup they want on the Drake. They push down top.
I don't know if the whole
push
country's
in
in
some
that.
extra
But.
waves top. Doran actually takes Krugs on the
Oh.
top side of the map. And Gen.G just say, well,
Speaking of
I think
gym,
the comp is
I was actually
pretty
thinking about
solid
going
right
to
now.
swim.
You have better setup. So
I know
Oh,
you're doing
yeah.
it for a while. I need to
I
get
was
back
doing
in
it for a while. I need to get back in it too.
Yeah.
I stopped after my trip.
8
games a day, yeah.
Yeah, 9 p.m.
Not in terms of the side lane necessarily, but in terms of what his impact is going to be.
Travis is trying to bully me
Travis.
into updates. Yeah, he
Every
always
year,
does
this is
that.
the annual tradition. We'll
He
start
does have a
tweeting
good
about the
point
world
though.
song.
It's so easy.
Not wanting to grab that.
Yeah.
Three Infernal
I'm sure they know, right? You have to know at this point.
So they don't really lose out on
It's
too
so
much,
good.
by giving up the play.
Honestly, like the best workout.
So still not a very
I still think,
large
like,
or anything like that.
I'd
There's
rather
certainly a
lift
lot of
weights,
options.
you know, but
Even as the game goes later,
it's
just the Yumi
it's
problem
good. It
we've
feels
seen
nice.
so many times in the hands of Ruler and
the
Lance.
thing that's hard about swimming is it's so hard to get into swimming shape.
Yeah. So you can actually get like a meaningful workout.
Yeah, it's like you have to stick it out for like more than a month of like sucking before you start getting good.
But
Yeah.
cool idea there potentially from Gen.G if T1 stayed
My wife
around.
wanted you to go buy something with her too.
Herald is not committed in this mid turret push, so they still have a little bit of power
Priorities.
to pick up elsewhere on the map, but they're so behind the plays right now in these side lanes. It's not going to get easier for T1 if they can't force.
See, look, all of this good work from T1 for them to be like even right now.
It's just slightly short.
Look, Chovy's up on top turret, just like melting it. Yeah, he got it already.
Chovy managed to get some side lane farm and things like this.
I want to get in rock climbing. Well, yeah,
Ruler is tidying up the mid lane, but
that's fun, but you gotta have a place to rock climb, and that's a
Yeah.
very particular set of
Bouldering.
skills.
Wow, and bouldering is super fun. A lot of places are starting to have bouldering gyms. That's a really good way to get into it because you can
And the problem
start
with this
slow.
G1 is that they are dropping waves across the map continuously. So, yes, they are getting objectives. They're getting the turret.
Robin, did you end
they're
up at
getting
U of
the
I?
mid turret, they
Where
get
you
the bot lane turret. They're getting a lot done, but it doesn't
No,
actually
he
net them
didn't,
a gold
but I
lane.
can't remember
Okay.
where it is that he is.
Faker has to use all of his
I was gonna say,
spirit
they've got a good
Faker
bouldering
has
gym.
one left, I believe. Yeah, he does. So, able to escape. Dash
Called
around.
Urbana Rocks.
So,
Cool.
his ult
Oh,
down now
nice.
for the Arc.
Rockford. Oh, okay, he's in
Rockford.
Rockford.
As Gen.G look to go for a bit of a counter push.
Urbana Rocks.
Yeah, and
Nice.
the person who's losing the most out of
I also
this
think that
is
was the name of
Rockford
like
James,
our
and he's playing on
high school
the
Battle of the
super
Bands
high
show,
but
wasn't it?
Yeah, right,
is
yeah,
getting free
I think
farm,
so.
getting free experience, and he is going
Nice.
to be a big threat on 2 items.
Every once in a while, there'll be like a grain silo they convert into a climbing
So
gym.
many. Previous one was a cannon,
Just
so
put
you're not gonna feel
holds
so bad
up
about
and
that.
Shout out Midwest.
Really stacked a big one in
Yep.
towards the top side, and to me, that's the reason why T1 hasn't actually been very proactive.
Okay.
Or rather,
So back to actually like looking at our competition here.
Yeah.
Who's striking you as like,
Gen.G,
other than Chovy, who's like the person to worry about?
I'm worried about Ruler.
I feel like it's
And
Ruler
Chovy-
also.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then
my number
followed
one-
closely by Lehens, followed
Yeah.
closely by Peanut, followed closely by Doran. Seriously, they're all so good.
Yeah. They're very good.
It doesn't appear to have a weakness.
And look at the build of Chovy. He doesn't have to go crown this game.
Yeah.
There's not enough threat onto him. He can go for
They
an
just,
early stop
they're
block,
just,
get
I guess,
out,
yeah, they've
go.
got.
So much damage.
I wonder how much of their gold
Yeah, somewhat tanky
is in
Mordekaiser,
top lane now.
Who's going to remove himself from the equation if he wants to do
Yeah.
his main job, so you're not worried
You
about
know.
him anyways. You're going to be doing big damage.
So
to the
this- in a
squishy
team
targets on the
fight,
backline.
if
Also
Renekton,
against
assuming
a
Renekton's not
Lulu, who's gonna find it
tearing
very difficult to
T1
do
apart,
vision as this game
they're
goes on
probably
as
at a
well.
disadvantage.
So in this fight,
Gen.G, yeah.
it's gonna be really big.
Worried about Gen.G.
Can they get the break?
Worried about
Ruler and make sure that this
major
is
region
terrain where
teams.
actually can get to the Zeri, because I think in terms of 1v1, Zace is feeling
Yeah.
pushy, but he needs to actually
Right.
find a key target and make sure that Gen.G can go for the full 5v5, because last time it happened...
I always like the siphon filter exclamation points. Or not, Metal Gear Solid, my bad. Metal Gear Solid exclamation points on the soldiers. Who's gonna scream the flying oysters? Yeah, good. Good point. I think we'll try and do oysters next time we do a podcast.
Yeah, where are they? What region are they from? I know nothing about them.
They're from...
Is it TCS? Is that?
Are they VCS or PCS?
I don't even know. PCA.
PCS, yeah, they're PCS. Oh, Doran got all the way in there.
He needs to do some big work.
Zeus,
Oh,
Zeus.
Ruler.
Oh, Faker.
Yep. Doesn't matter. Oh, he's gonna get there. He's gonna close the gap. Did he
Jeez.
just exhaust him?
Yeah, I think is that spellbook exhaust?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what you do here in T1. You
He
try
wants that
to find an
teleport.
angle. It doesn't
That
quite
gap
work
close
out.
was
You
nutty,
can
considering
smell
that Ari is
position.
like one of the
They're
best
fighting
champs for gap
Yeah.
Ace
creation.
on top and a Yumi on top of him. So obviously it doesn't work out at all. Then Zeus is able to remove
Yeah.
what is one of the most powerful threats at this point in the game. That Renekton
The
from
golden
the
difference
fight.
closed
It's
2K
T1,
suddenly.
like, we can't win the fight anymore. Like, it doesn't
Crazy.
matter.
Yeah, and Ruler in this fight too, when you watch him, he's walking through T1 like he owns
That's a good
the
Yumi ult.
place.
Look at that.
Nobody
He gets
cares.
3.
Nobody's catching him. Nobody's CCing him. Look at where Zeus is.
Flashed in kind of for no reason there. Do you see that from Doran?
Which
No, I
means
missed
that
it.
He flashed in and
Ruler
didn't do
doesn't
anything.
care. Look at the damage he's doing
Yeah,
before
the
Zeus
ult.
comes out. That's too late.
Zeus just has no backup because there's no charms being hit. There's no VIQ actually.
Oh, the
finding
flash
someone.
over the
And
wall.
as a result, like your front line's getting
I think the Q would have missed and Faker would have been okay
If he didn't flash.
if he didn't Zonya's.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
He could have just walked it out.
I'm not sure. I don't know what the hitboxes do, but
Or try to hit an exhaust before he actually gets out of range, and then
you got even a single inferno already is nuts on this call.
Oh, it is. This is a very, very scary Gen.G right now.
Hmm.
Not quite the same.
Yeah, even in this
situation,
game,
where
which
we
is
were,
by far the
you know, writing
closest.
eulogies at things at this point in time in game number
it
2.
doesn't feel like
Definitely
much of a
edge at the
competition.
moment.
Doesn't.
That is concerned, and there's no gigantic gold leads or anything. No gigantic soul point on the
We
table
try to
just
force a
yet.
Baron
Now
here.
T1, they are going for the
Oh,
T1
they caught
Baron.
Gumiishi on that.
Gen.G
Yep.
Vision. They have vision.
This is something we would do.
not a massive amount of damage.
T1
Oh,
is
it's also
definitely our like analog.
Yeah.
In position to go and try to work out this
Oh, the
50-50
damage.
on the smite. Zeus is going to put him in the
They're actually gonna
down.
get it,
Comes
I
through,
think.
but
Yeah, they got
They
it.
got it.
But then what?
Does Peanut die? Nope.
Did they get? Oh wow!
It's not over yet. That's Zeri.
A clean 5. Oh. Nope. Okay. Can you imagine if he landed like the Hydra autos into that group?
Yeah.
One auto, 5 kills.
That's a lot of extra gold in their pockets, but it doesn't change the overall state of the game.
I don't even think it's a risky call because you have Zeus, you have the ultimate to put Peanut out of the fight, and you know there is no teleport on Renekton. The moment
I'm impressed that they
Doran
actually
is
got that. That's
spotted, you're
crazy.
down a member as Gen.G. T1, I think just a really good read here, making use of the Mordekaiser pick. Not a 50-50.
All right.
Very well
There is
executed
life.
mistake of Gen.G.
There is.
My question is just,
They gotta
I don't
withstand
wanna
the
be too
siege.
down, but is this enough? Because
Exactly.
You need to get as much value as you can outside of this Baron buff.
In the 2 minutes you have Baron
Gosh,
now,
Yumi's so boring.
lines up perfectly with this Infernal Drake.
Yeah.
But if anybody gets picked, if this Baron falls on his face,
What
it
are
doesn't
they,
actually get high value. It's so difficult to do with
It's
this
pretty
comp.
good poke.
You know, especially when they're just letting Renekton free farm here on top side. And T1 won't necessarily actually change how this next dragon fight is going to go.
Oh,
they
they're
have to
just
play this
vibing.
both aggressive
Ooh.
and
Almost got
conservative.
that.
Yeah, he did.
Doran has
Almost
his
got
elbows
that.
come back up. He's starting to threaten
Look at
his
Doran.
turret right now.
Yeah.
Someone's going to have to answer this.
Well, Gen.G.
Hey,
not
he's
gonna
gonna
defend
sideline
the
it.
turret here towards the bottom side.
I mean, they do have
Situation
Baron.
going on. Of course, T1
No, we
has
did
a
not,
whole
Crockpot.
lot
Sorry.
of Baron and of course 4 members down
Nah.
now, but the defense is pretty good here for Gen.G.
I mean, the
Once again,
outcome is no,
macro
right?
game being
The
won
overall
out
outcome. We
by
usually
them
do it game by
because
game.
This whole minion wave is just
3
dying
points.
to to the turret. Zeus does finish
I guess as long as someone bets against you.
the last few minions
Yeah.
that are going down, but as you can see, 55 CS advantage here for Doran on his big ol' Renekton.
Well, welcome, Crockpot, to the layup line. Our look
Yeah, this has been
at scary opponents before Worlds.
I think was the LPL finals? Was that 5? Did they go 5 games? Or I feel like it went long.
We'll have to do that on the pod like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah. When we've got a nice big chunk of time to commit to it. We should watch the Flying Lotus finals, yeah?
Flying Lotus finals?
Or Lotus Flying Oyster. That will not be the last time I do that, by the way.
Mastering his album.
That's my issue here. Gen.G get prio here because of that topside wave. 3 go back. Gen.G against Baron.
Just-
Have minion waves here in the mid lane.
That'd be a good joke. That would be a good one.
Flying Lotus.
Rather not Baron. And how do you get in here as T1?
VOD Squad at their finals. Just him.
Yeah, well,
In the
Streaming.
studio.
Yep.
Gen.G, but Infinity Edge was just done for Gumushi. He's gonna make his way
Honestly, yeah.
on the hunt.
I am not feeling confident about our ability
I
to.
mean, this is a pretty good
To
time
play against
Well, let's
this.
see what the meta does. Because I think if the meta changes significantly, we could look meaningfully better.
It would need to be a lot of meaning.
It would be a lot.
Almost has his teleport available, but I don't know whether it's going to be up in enough time. And Gen.G are going to come on over here and look to take down this Drake.
Oh, yeah,
If
burn
they're
it.
more healthy,
They got
there's
it.
A lot of damage here on Gen.G. And
Yep.
Doran, one crocodile with a cat is going to be enough to deter T1 from stopping this. That is
Yeah.
Infernal Soul Point.
Their Infernal Drake notification is a little bit lackluster compared to the rest of their
Yeah, it is.
production. Ooh, all the way back
Yeah,
on a
Ruler.
ruler,
Okay,
and he's
Ruler's
just
gonna
gonna
kill him now,
die.
so-
Both Ruler and Cody.
Ooh, Doran got popped.
Doran's gonna be taken down, though, and now
Zeus.
for Ruler, the obliterate
Oh no.
Ruler.
Jovi's gonna be able to
Oh, that was
take it down.
close,
Ruler is
actually.
also able to secure
That was
the
super
kill
close.
to Zeus there in the end.
They're so
And
good.
Gen.G pick up the
Mord
third point
almost.
and get the
Put up the
ensuing
heroic
Just such a clean fight here from Gen.G.
stand there.
Yeah.
It looked scary for just a moment, but you do that much damage to the mortar one. Oh, it's not over yet.
Oh, Faker got hit.
Oh.
Oh, look at the charm.
to interrupt the
Oh.
He like waited for it too. Did you see that?
We'll be able to keep
Yeah.
things alive.
Dang,
Still,
Faker is
So
good,
smart.
bro.
down front door.
Yeah.
Gonna be able to take that. Ooh, okay, never mind. Faker does have a lot of wave clear.
I wouldn't
So
even
they will
think you
keep
could
this
do
turret
that.
alive on a
You
sliver.
know?
We'll
Yeah,
have to wait
I
and
would-
wait
I wouldn't
before
think
they
to do
keep
that
that
for
one
sure.
down because the
I'd be like,
health
well,
bar's not high enough.
I guess
The
I'm
mana
dead.
bar's also struggling a lot here on T1 side. They have to vacate. That means that this turret is definitely dead.
As close as it was, I mean, 3 stopwatches.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same, Crockpot. But that is a
That's
little
fair.
different prediction than your we're not gonna lose a game in playoffs, then we're gonna win Worlds. I will say that.
It's good to adjust your
Yeah,
outlook.
he's receiving information and feedback, and he's adjusting the
Yeah.
outlook accordingly.
With a stopwatch, with Starek, with a Yumi. He dies at the end, but who cares? The ensuing fight still gets won. Zeus, unfortunately, not able to actually take down Ruler. And
Ooh, you think we get one off of RNG?
One fight at any point in
Interesting.
the game, around the Drake, give
Okay.
Gen.G.
So that would put us at 2 and 4.
What if plans go wild and we get Mad Lions in our group? That'd be kinda
Whole
awesome.
dream scenario. Although they would have had to make a comeback from their 0 series wins. This
Yes.
playoffs.
Well,
Get
do
that
play-ins
far.
have series? I guess they do, yeah, right? They do best of ones during round
Yeah.
robin, and then they play series, right?
Yeah. Decider on where you go is a series. Best of.
And there's too much consistent damage here in Azir. That's the issue. And Zeus keeps losing half his health bars before he can ult anyone, before he can do anything in these fights. There's too many threats to deal with as T1.
Man, they
whereas
look so
your
good.
Ahri is buying
Yeah,
into
I feel like,
charms. Does she get the bait?
unfortunately
No.
for
She doesn't do
T1,
the same amount of damage
Faker
as
at his
Ahri did.
best in this game has just been impressively escaping. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
That's not where you want him to be showing off.
Well, maybe he can get something here. Oh,
He's made plays in game states like this in the past.
You thought about it.
yeah.
But he's going to have to dig so deep to make this one so deep. I'm getting flashbacks to possible angles that he's managed to find. This time around, though, it's going to be so difficult.
Well, I'm somewhat relieved to see that other regions are also doing the prolonged dragon dance.
There is a stopwatch.
Let's see if I can take a game off RNG. We have a chance.
But there is
Yeah.
no way for Ruler to get out of the Death Realm, right? There is no
Sure.
material
Well,
scimitar
if
yet,
they can take a
and
game
I'm
off
pretty sure it's
RNG,
gonna be
we'd
next,
probably
and
be
from that
We'd lose to
point on,
them.
any
tiebreaker.
blatant
We'd be in a
target
tiebreaker
that
against
you
them
might find,
then,
any
in this
vibe
scenario.
combo that you're looking for becomes
Three-way tie like Cloud9, the 2-4
Yeah.
ties.
Get out on 2-4.
into a kill,
Yeah,
as you pointed
that is
out,
one
Ruler.
way.
Even if you throw everything at Ruler and he dies, there's still a
There's
Renekton with a Yumi. There's a
Renekton with
Nazir.
a Yumi. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is the issue, and with stopwatch still uncracked, I mean, Ruler
Predicting
is
three-way
very
tie,
likely
okay.
to die the first time this happens,
There you go.
and as T1, you're missing so much damage. Chovy hits level
So we have to
16,
beat someone in a
and
tiebreaker.
Right now, Gen.G could just group up and start taking away
When the
Baron.
pressure's on,
I mean, a minute to go before this Drake spawns. if
Fudge
they
will
have
probably
Hey,
do a
it
promo
worked.
about our group
right
saying
now,
we're
T1
chokers.
backed.
Ahead of that.
I mean, what do you do as T1 now? How do you start a fight? Where do you find that pick?
Can you
Because Ruler
imagine?
isn't overextending. He's not in the Ruler
If
position.
he came
He's
out and did a
not playing the ball.
hostile to
Yes,
NA.
I would not
Position,
be
but
surprised.
For T1, Gen.G just owns so much of this map.
Sounds about right.
And so the rule
I wouldn't be
position is
surprised at
actually
this point,
well
honestly, if he
within
did one
that
against
Gen.G
C9.
territory. For Doran. And this is another thing that I was going to talk about.
Overrated team. They've got one or two good players, one good player.
But now, if Gen.G
Atlas says at least one of the Korea teams always explodes. Well, the problem with that, with the Korean and Chinese teams that implode, is that there's 4 of them at Worlds.
Yeah.
Also doing a lot of work in return.
Chat stats on
T1 still just testing the
Korea's
waters,
group's advance
trying
rate
to
is
figure it out.
Yeah.
mind-boggling.
Advantage certainly there for Gen.G, but T1 have control of this Drake pit for now. Of course,
It's like
That's
96% or something.
So high, yeah, like twice ever. They have not. And it's like every team in groups. It's not just like a Korea representative, you know? Like I could see that being 96%. Sure.
Look at them. They got the drag.
Okay.
T1. Trying to make it interesting.
This area. But there's no objective to fight over, so I'm not entirely sure what Gen.G's plan was there.
Very nicely done by T1. They're able to get
Yeah, this series is not super compelling. Like, these
Oh,
games have not
maybe
been
it gets
that
interesting
close.
here, my
I
friend.
cursed it.
GA.
You want to save him?
Faker
You want to
buying
save him? You
room.
can't save him?
And
Oh,
he
nice
got
flash.
out, of course.
Oh no.
Now they're on the wrong side.
Yeah, this is very, very dangerous. And now Gen.G, they're counting the cooldowns. There
What are they
aren't
gonna
a whole
do?
lot left available for T1.
Oh, they spotted it.
Uh-oh.
Over towards this Baron pit.
Uh-oh.
This is a weird play.
Forward in the pit, which is so huge.
Yeah, what is
Not
happening?
anymore. I mean,
And-
Empress
Is he
Divine
shut
and
mid?
available.
T1 or Gen.G has all the vision in the
Mentioned before, is back
river
up
also.
and available now. Peanut
turret.
Baron
Get
pit.
that one again. Inner turret goes down. Teleport's going to
Double
use.
TP?
Now Gen.G. They're going to start off this Baron. No vision available for T1 whatsoever, but they know exactly
It's going
what
oh
is
my
going
goodness.
on.
See, this is
Oh,
what we
they-
should have done
Who has to immediately
against
blast the ball. It's
Fudge
going to be
in
there
the
for
first
Yeah.
series.
And
Do you remember?
Yeah.
he has no
It's like,
Yeah.
look, you see where he's TPing and just beeline for
Gen.G, they
there.
find their target,
Kill
they
him.
Yeah.
strike. And now
Right.
T1
in the
inside
first
this
playoff
Baron
series
pit.
against
Can they
C9.
get a pick back
That was
themselves? The
driving me
boomerang
crazy.
blade. Knock on
Yeah, they
for
definitely were some
Gen.G
plays where it
get
felt
back
like
to
we
work.
just weren't,
Just so hard without a tank here.
we
You
weren't
don't
savvy
have
enough,
mindless combat
you know?
war as T1. You can't win this. Timber
we need to
Wolves
be
get
just
focused
like
down.
10% more
It's a
clever.
miracle right now. This is very dangerous. Owner, he's had a great
Good
mindset
flash.
in the past. There's the flash from Ruler. T1.
Baron's actually doing some work
Value.
here.
The Boomerang Blade doing a lot of work to this area. Now Faker looks for his opportunity. Ruler, he's going to get hit by the
Oh,
boy.
Gumayusi.
And Peanut will secure the Baron. Now Gumayusi is
Oh my gosh, they're so
Yo,
good.
the stopwatch. Yo, the stopwatches. They all have them.
Oh my goodness.
It feels like everybody has 2 flashes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you expect a 4 for none out of that? Jeez.
No, didn't.
Crockpot says, I predict EDG implode and C9 gets out and they brag about it, which is going to make me go nuts. Yep, same here. I'm right with you, Crockpot. That's how my life works.
So wait, I'm not misremembering this, right? Like T1 EDG was our group
Yeah.
Yeah. last year.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Chovy
That
finally
is
got it.
The series. Y'all didn't win a game. We know how it feels.
Wait, Ruler didn't have a title yet?
didn't play like it. Played
Wow.
like he had all of them forever.
Well, 3-game series. Quick one.
So they're good. They're good.
Okay.
They made T1 look real sad.
They did.
That's a sorry team based on this series. I'm afraid that's not true.
Well, tonight's edition of Layup Line, pretty intimidating.
Oh my gosh, dude. All right, next time, Cole, come watch us take on Half Lotus, and we will figure out how formidable they're looking.
Should be a fun time. No rec league this week. I will be going out of town on that day, so we will be not here in body, but here in spirit. Play some games in our absence and enjoy it. I know I will be back for Monday, so I'll do a stream on Monday. Jordan, I don't know if you're going to be there, but if you are, you're welcome to join me.
That should work.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. So we will plan on that being the next time we see you guys on stream. Thanks for hanging out, watching that quick 3-0, light 3-0 from our future opponents at Worlds. Oh, yikes.
Yeah, I don't feel great about that.
All right. Well, we will take this opportunity then to say that we love you and we miss you already.